What's up, Interweb? It's your boy 100 back with Xbox has no game. No, we don't. Xbox Day One podcast. I'm still got that in my head for some damn reason. But man, we back for another week. Got the young Chaos in the building. What's up, Chaos? Well, he into that what you call it.
Hey yo, my bad. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I had my shit on mute. Yeah, but nothing much. Just chilling, gaming. Just gonna show people why we ain't shit. Look forward to that.
Mm-hmm. And then we got Live Wire in the building.
What it is?
What y'all? What you over there playing?
Plague Tale.
Oh shit. You playing Plague Tale?
Yeah, just running through it on New Game Plus.
Yeah, and I know what's called it. Chaos is on that the Marvel game.
Midnight Suns. Yeah, I hop off of it when I'm doing something else like a podcast or something because I like to pay attention to the story and shit. I'm also on now Conquering the Galaxy. Yeah, I've been on this Midnight Suns since this came out. I'm on like crack.
Flip Money, you back from the moon?
Yeah, man.
Uh-oh. You still sound low. Yeah. You on your Xbox or what?
No, I'm not on that Xbox. I don't know
Oh,
what
shit.
did to this laptop. Like I shouldn't sound low.
You sound better though than before. I will say that.
Let me see. All right, how about
But
now?
a bit louder.
Damn.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna turn you up.
Bone had me on mute.
No, I didn't. I'm turning you up. So I turned you. I ain't turning you all the way up, but I turned you most of the way up.
All right, how I sound now?
We can hear
better. Yeah, yeah.
You can hear him. I don't hear shit.
You still don't hear nothing?
I hear whispers. That's all I hear.
He don't sound as loud as he usually be, but he sounds good enough. What about the chat? Can the chat hear him well?
Shit, I doubt it.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yep.
Better.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Turn you down.
Real great.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now, Livewire? I'm sleeping.
Livewire, can you hear him?
I can hear him now. I don't know. This nigga was like over there talking from across the room and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck you, nigga. Yeah. So what it do?
Shit. You know what's up in these gaming streets, man? Which I've been gaming on. I'm still on that fucking bullshit. I mean, I ain't call it bullshit, but trying to get to other levels. What do you call that? Vampire Survival.
Oh yeah.
Let me know if I sound bad. If I sound too loud.
I ain't nowhere near what everybody else is doing, man. I'm probably on level 5 or some shit.
Do I sound
I'm
too
pretty
loud
close.
now?
No, you sounded good before.
Do I sound loud?
No, why didn't leave it where it was? So you don't leave it well enough alone.
Yeah, shut your ass up.
This the only nigga don't know to leave well enough alone.
This the only nigga who this listen here, my nigga. Ain't my fault. Listen here.
Yeah, he on that radio and shit. Sound like he a truck driver now.
Yeah, on that CB and shit.
I sound like I'm a truck driver.
Yeah.
I'm on my way back to Philly.
No, you're not even at home, huh?
Huh? He is at home.
No.
I ain't home. I'm not home. I'm on my way going back to Philly. Coming back from California.
Nigga lying motherfucker.
Oh, what? You drove over there just to slap the shit out of 100, man?
Nah, smack the shit out of faggot ass Jeff Kelly.
Oh, shit.
Punch that big ass, that bitch ass nigga in his fucking stomach.
So did y'all watch the awards? I didn't watch it. I went to sleep.
I watched
I
it.
had a chance. I had a
It was
chance.
all
I
right.
watched most of it.
I heard that shit was down there 3 plus the what
How
you call
about
it
now?
stuff.
Other thing, do I still sound loud? Probably because I'm real close on the mic.
Now you sound good. Look at Rain. Rain, when you been at? Rain must got another 5th job.
You over there working like Uncle Ruckus. Every time we go somewhere, this nigga working there. Hey, I didn't know you worked at this restaurant. Yeah.
Rain over there at the job thinking that song "Rain on Me."
Mm.
That's what's going on. Yeah. Let me put this. Here we go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
everybody excited to play High on Life?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Monday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be like 2 days.
Yeah. I done finished a
Yeah.
couple of games in order to make room for that. I beat Deathloop. I beat what's the other game I was playing?
Plague Tale?
No, I've been beat it. This is my second time.
You talking about Callisto? Oh no, you beat Callisto, right?
Protocol. Yeah, I beat that. It was like 3 games I beat. I think it was Callisto, it was Plague Tale, and it was something else. Shit, I can't remember. I might have deleted it. Because I was, you know what? And I'm playing Resident Evil, the DLC. I ain't finished it yet, though. That shit longer than I thought, man. Because I got to the end of the first part. I was like, wait, bitch, there's another part? Oh, man. I was like, I did the first part. And I'm
sign
thinking,
up with this shit.
I did the whole first part. I got all these puzzles and these masks. And I'm like, cool. I beat this shit. I'm thinking, and I think it took me like, it probably take about 2 or 3 hours to actually do it. But it took me like 5 or 8 or whatever it is because I'll be playing it and then I just fucking get lost or I fall asleep or whatever the fuck would happen. But
He falls asleep, y'all. That's what happened. He falls asleep.
yeah,
That's
so
what
what,
it is.
nigga? Yeah, damn right. Sometimes I do fall asleep playing that shit. But mostly, I mean, like the last couple of days, I just been seeing what fucking looks different on my new TV. I mean, everything looked the same, but it's that VRR, man. To me, that's the big winner. It's like, things being smoother and shit, playing with that VRR. That shit
Radio
is,
refresh rate? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I was playing Arkham. Was it what's it called? Is it Arkham? No, but Gotham Knights. That shit plays a lot smoother, even at 30. Like it's noticeable, like how it feels. Like it don't feel as choppy as before.
Hey, fuck you, Rain. He said Christopher Judd got his outfit out my closet. He got his outfit out my closet. Hey, man, I told you that in confidential, Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Yeah, but no, I mean, other than that, just waiting on some new shit.
I'm waiting
That
for
High on Life, man. And then in The Witcher, I already got that shit ready to re-rock that shit. I jumped in there for a half a second. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the update.
my next big game is Harry Potter. I'm waiting for Harry Potter.
Oh, that shit ain't for a couple months. What is that, February?
That shit
You
might
gotta
come out.
wait.
That shit might
You
come out
got
next month.
you got a ways to go, my brother. You ain't
Well,
getting that shit no time soon.
like, a man
Shit,
can dream, Danny.
by
A
the
man
time
can
you play
dream.
Harry Potter, I'll be contemplating whether or not I want to play Last of Us Part 1. You know what I mean? I probably won't, but I can think about it. Let's see. There we go. So what topic y'all want to jump on first? Well, unless somebody else want to see what they've been up to.
What's up, E-Rock?
Trying to send somebody the link on my phone.
Hey, can you? Hey, any way you can send E-Rock
Yeah,
right?
I'm finna get in one. Give me a second. Motherfucker, I see before you see.
Nigga, I seen it before you.
Nigga, how you gonna see it for me? He just text me.
Hey, easy. I just said it. Hey, man,
stupid,
whoever say it first, motherfucker.
No, stupid.
Should have said it. Your brain ain't on point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have that little boy. I'm gonna say thank you, Mr. What you call it? Thank you, Mr. Clinton.
Live, what topic we attacking first?
Oh, that's a good one. Let's talk about Callisto Protocol first. Wait, who's played it and who's beat it, other than myself?
No shit.
You're an asshole for that one, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, you ain't have to beat it, but
you know, man, you the only two motherfucker on the panel who either played it or beat it, or currently or continue or still playing it. Are you really gonna have to ask that question, or you just ask in a chat?
I ain't want to assume, so I figured I'd ask. Is that fair?
Midnight Suns and Callisto Protocol. Callisto Protocol came out the same day. Not sure what.
I see that.
Yeah, it's a black person in the Harry Potter universe. Even in the game, there's a black person.
Somewhere.
The
first element of magic came from Africa in Harry Potter universe.
Flip magic.
Mm-hmm.
That's the sources of magic. It would be from the motherland, wouldn't it? God damn. God damn. I just thought about that. Yo, it's in the motherland. The first sources of magic, the sources of all magic is in the motherland. Come from the motherland. Ain't that a bitch?
Hey, man. I'll be yo.
Not only they stole or diamond or gold or silver, it's trying to steal the land out of Africa. Chinese trying to take over one part of Africa. God damn, they even stole the magic.
You said they stole the magic.
They stole the magic out of Africa. What type of shit is that? I ain't never heard no shit like that. No, but that's where the source of magic come from. God damn. I feel like Michael Jackson. White people, just leave me alone. God damn. They stole the magic out of Africa. Damn.
All right, nigga, it's a game. This ain't no motherfucking
You got good brother E-Rock.
Ain't no American Geographic shit.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Flip?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, E-Rock?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
What's good?
What's going on, family? What's going on?
Ain't no much.
Glad to have you on board.
Hey, man, it's great to be here once again on the Xbox Day One podcast. I just had to. It's late, man. I'm usually in bed now because I know when the West Coast where 100 is, it's probably like 7:00 or some shit in the evening. It's like almost 12 over here, but it's like I had a little bit of energy, man. And if you guys can you guys hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Like I know you guys seen all of the nonsense that's been going on with the first of all, that FTC bullshit, that ain't nothing for y'all to worry about. That's ridiculous. But I want
they have no proof.
Thank you.
There's no proof, no evidence.
Thank you.
No support.
Thank you. And they've been defeated before, so I'm not even worried about that shit. This whole Xbox game is going to $70 shit. Sega Man and myself talked about this 2 years ago. Mr. 100, Flip Money, the rest of the podcast. We talked about this 2 years ago. And I'm a little bit older than most of y'all, man. I'm 53. I'll be 54 in April. I think Sega Man got me by a year or less than a year, right? And so back in the day, man, back in the 80s, when I was 18 years old, 1987, I went to my father and said, Dad, I didn't go to him and say, Dad, I want some Air Jordans. I was into that eclectic shit. I said, Dad, I want some Lecoq Sportifs. You know, the shit with the rooster on the side that the tennis players wore. And so my dad told me, son, if you want sneakers that cost $120, you need to go out and get your ass a job. And so I thought my father was being mean and insensitive, but what he was trying to do was teach me to grow the fuck up back in 1987. So gaming is expensive. It's very expensive, right? And so for these people that stalk me in my videos, like, oh no, it's Alex who's doing his podcast now, where he's greatly concerned about my thoughts and my beliefs, being a 1,000 sub nobody, where these guys that concern themselves with Mr. 100 and myself have hundreds of thousands of subs, right? Gaming is expensive. Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are not going to put the genie back in the bottle. So you have one choice. You can either stop gaming, get a different hobby, buy a Ouija board, buy some checkers, play chess. I hear that chess is great because it builds up your mental acuity, whereas most video games make us dumb. But I like dumb entertainment. So that's my hobby, video gaming. It's expensive as shit, Mr. 100. I never thought in a million years I'd be buying a $500 console. I never thought in a million years, Flip and the rest of the podcast, I'd be paying $200 to $300 for an external hard drive. But it is what it is. We know that Game Pass mitigates this cost for these $70 games. But if you're thinking that Microsoft or Sony is going to make these games cheaper, you can forget about it. And me and Sega Man told cats 2 years ago that if you can't afford gaming, you might need to do like Mr. 100 did, if Flip did, and go out and get a better job. I was told that I was wrong to say that. I was told that was a bad take. And I'm still being told to this day that it's a bad take, guys, where if you want something in this world, you got to go out and work for it. Now, I'm not going to ask you guys, am I wrong or am I right? Because you guys are all adults here, right? Okay. My home.
Can't help these days with this generation.
Go ahead. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, my homeowner's insurance went from being $160 to $205. I complained. I bitched the Geico, and they told me, well, sir, Mr. Erock, you can always not have it and let your house catch on fire and suffer a total loss. So guess what I did? I'm coughing up that $205 a month now for homeowners insurance, right? Because that's what adults fucking do, right? Now, I'm not making any excuses for Xbox. I'm not damage controlling the $70 games. But this is just what it is to Oh No, It's Alex, to Paul Tassi, to Colin Moriarty. No amount of bitching, no amount of being mad at me for my hot takes, no amount of being mad at Mr. 100 or being mad at Xbox is going to change anything, because these companies don't care about us. But at least Microsoft tried to keep gaming reasonable for the last 5-6 years. At least they tried to create this shit called Game Pass, where you can try before you buy. And motherfuckers are still complaining. Oh, that's a hot take. You and Sega Man got a hot take. What? Because we telling you something that your father should have told y'all when y'all was kids? Your father should have told you that if you want a new car, you need to go out and get a job? Your father should have told you that if you want a better apartment, you might have to work harder? Look, man, it is what it is. Maybe it's a generational difference. But for these PC guys and these gamers that don't even give a fuck about Xbox to sit and say that gaming needs to be cheaper, you're living in a fantasy world. And I maintain 2 years later, you need to find a new hobby. Shit ain't changed in 2 years. Gaming went up. For the full version of WWE 2K22, it's like $140. For the full version of Madden, it's like $120. What has fucking changed in 2 years? I'm sorry to be so hyped, but it's like, I don't understand this logic where people are mad and upset that Sony and Microsoft raised their games to $70. Yeah, Xbox guys, we had a good laugh at the PlayStation crowd. Y'all paying $70 for games. Well, guess what? The shoe's on the other foot now. But Xbox,
it didn't really bother me. Like I said this week, it's called we got Game Pass. It don't bother me.
Mr. 100, repeat that again, please.
I got Game Pass, so it does not bother me. My Game Pass is paid up until motherfucking think November of next year.
I rest my case.
You know what's
but
funny that you say that? Remember when Microsoft when it was on, they suggested us to let's see how this digital trading sounds like. Oh, we don't want that. I don't want that. Without even seeing what would the digital trading, what would the value be? But y'all turn that down. Y'all turn. See, this the fuckery that I be talking about. That a lot of these motherfuckers that be doing don't pay attention and shit. Now these games are $70. It probably wouldn't be as high as it is, even on Microsoft side of the fence. It could have been $70, but that trading, you don't know what that trading value would have been in digitally. I don't understand it, but y'all sit here and whine and cry like little pussy. Like, hey, Bone, what did I say? I call these new Xbox guys the one that think they Xbox a pony box. These motherfucking pony box out here sticking the shit out of y'all motherfucking Xbox guys. Stop listening to these pony box. That shit don't sound right, man. Listen here, if it smell like a pony, it nag like a pony. It's a goddamn pony. It's not a bot.
And stop listening to these PC guys.
And then it's like and then it's like how I think about it is, it's like it's just $10 more. Like 60, like you're already paying 60, just $10 more dollars. If you really couldn't afford 70, probably means that you probably couldn't even afford 60. So I don't even see what these people are really like truly complaining about. Yeah, it increased, but everything's increased these days. Gas has increased, although I think it's been decreasing for the past couple months.
but
a lot of
No, but I'm saying it's not even the same thing. Like, milk increased, but you can't wait a couple of weeks and get it cheaper. Even if you were like, oh man, damn, that shit is expensive. You know what? I'm gonna wait when it gets closer to expiration. I'm gonna pick it up when it's a little bit cheaper.
That ain't gonna work.
Bitch, the price is still gonna be the same exact price. So like the video games is different. You can be like, oh man, I can't see. You have people complaining about FOMO. That's what it is. Like, if I go pick up a game for $70, knowing damn well I don't want to pick up the game for $70, whose fault is that? Is my fault for not having the discipline enough to be like, I'm not gonna pick it up. Now, understand this. PlayStation guys keep on coming back to like, oh, y'all said we had $70 games and y'all clowned us, and now we gonna come back and clown y'all for having $70 games. When did PlayStation announce that they were gonna bring their games to $70 at the beginning of the generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
When did we have Game Pass with day and date? What, 2 years before that?
Yeah.
So there's this little word in the dictionary called mitigate. Means make less severe, serious, or painful. Game Pass mitigates the $70 price, right?
Yes,
and they
sir.
said, well, no, you should not be allowed to count that. My question is, why not? Game Pass is no different than somebody that has the patience to be like, well, I'm never going to pay for $70 games. I'll just wait until a couple of weeks later, maybe a month later, maybe 2 months later, maybe the end of the year, and buy it at that price point that I want. This idea that, oh, that shouldn't count, or you shouldn't be able to use that. Bro, it's facts. It is what it is. Like, put it this way. When I was a youngin', right? If I was dating a girl, right? And she broke up with me, my world would have ended. Oh, but if I got two side bitches, well,
You keep it moving.
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, but like, oh, it hurt me, but I ain't lonely. I mean, that's my whole thing. Is like, it's not your only option. See, with PlayStation, that is their only option. So they won't, because they don't have like PlayStation Plus. What's the last thing that they got in there that's hot? What's going in there?
And where?
In PlayStation Plus.
Nothing. Probably
Like
some
since
old ass, some old ass game.
what's the last game that what's the last game we heard that went in there that people were raving about?
It wasn't Spider-Man, was it?
Stray.
There you go, Stray. That was the last game that went in there because they don't care about old games that they already bought anyway. Spider-Man going in there, that's cool for everybody who getting a PlayStation now. But for everybody who been had a PlayStation, what does that help them for? They already been bought and played both Spider-Mans. You know what I mean? So like the whole thing is them not getting new games. That's what makes that service shit. Like bro, that'd be like if Xbox was like
Shit ain't like a movie.
You know what make
Yeah,
it
but
sad that Livewire is so right? I seen Dustin McGarren's show, and he was saying Microsoft lawyers and them were telling him that why don't you take some of your fucking precious big banger IP and put it in that motherfucker?
bro, it's not even that, Flip.
But they
They don't
don't.
even have to. But this is my thing. They don't even have to do that. They just got to put some day and date relevant indies in that bitch, bro. Even if they only did indies and AAA, double A games and put them in there day and date, that would make that service so much better than what it is.
I
Because
think
Stray
God of War
is an
would have
indie.
made it better. God of War and what's the other game? The Hack of Us with them queer sexuals running around and shit, fucking the zombie.
Yeah,
That game and the one with the BBW chick fighting the dinosaur, the robot dinosaur. That should have been a good value by putting that in there.
yeah, but they're not going to do that. Not with those type of games. They're not going to do it. It doesn't. It for them. It doesn't make sense. It costs too much money to
Oh
make,
well.
and people don't play it long enough. It's
Well,
not Elden Ring.
then why
See, if it was,
cry? Then
see, if it
why
was,
make a bullshit about what Microsoft is doing with their services and not focusing on your own shit?
Exactly.
Because people like to look on the other side of the fence than rather see what they have on their side or
yeah,
what they can do to improve their side.
I mean,
like you know
you
what it
got
reminds me.
people. Go ahead, Live. I'm sorry.
Like
Go ahead.
I remember being in high school, right? And there was this girl. I ain't gonna say her name, but there was this girl that
Stacy.
was considered no. Well, all right, we'll see. We'll say her name is Stacy. This girl named Stacy,
Mhm.
right? And she was super popular, but I didn't understand why. I was like, this bitch ain't hot. She ain't got no body. She ain't got no face. Why the fuck is this chick popular? Like she's just popular because she's nice and people likes her. Like she ain't fly. Like what is the appeal to this chick being popular, right? And then and the whole thing is like, oh well, she's popular because like just because, right? You don't have to understand why she's popular, but just understand that she is popular, right? But then when people that don't know that she's popular come around, they totally ignore her, right? Because she's not under this bubble of height whatever this specific high school says that she's supposed to be popular, right? And this is similar to the PlayStation situation. She's this popular thing, right? And all the ponies are like, yo, you gotta like God of War, you gotta like Uncharted, you gotta like this. But when it comes down to it, the average motherfucker walks past all that shit and they go to the multiplex. You know what I mean? So I don't they to me their first party games, even though yes, they're quality, but the stuff that's gonna drive PlayStation Plus ain't gonna be them.
They ain't got no longevity.
It's
They
gonna
don't
be
have
Quality,
their
their games.
that's what I'm saying.
quality.
It's gonna have
Right.
to be that shit.
Quality is subjective to the observer. I hear that word a lot, and I'm not to
Well,
disagree with Lava, but
I'm talking about quality in the aspect of what they do. I'm not talking about quality in the aspect of the game. I'm not gonna put God of War next to like if you put God of War, the new one, next to Mario Odyssey, bro, 80% of the time, motherfuckers are gonna go with the Mario game.
I'm not going to put God of War next to a Plague Tale Requiem, which had better graphics and better voice acting. But you saw on
Yeah, but
the
those
video.
games aren't really the same. Like it's
Let
a
me ask
little they're a little, because the
They're
Plague
both
Tale.
action adventure games. They're both action
Yeah,
adventure
but
games.
Plague Tale. But when you're talking about gameplay, they're very far. God of War is a hack and slash game. And, Plague Tale is like a stealth, puzzle type game.
well, let me ask you this, Live. Do you think Microsoft can do what they can do, not just because of the money and the bagging that they have? Do you think they can put Halo, Gears of War, Forza in Game Pass? Because I mean, not just because of the quality of the game, because the game is a big enough franchise to hold its own in there.
But see, the thing is like Microsoft don't make money one way, and that's the thing that people gotta understand. Like people think, oh, well, they gotta sell the game to make money.
No, they
No, they
don't.
don't.
No.
Mhm.
Microsoft, if you go to your Xbox right now and go to home, you got advertisements all on this bitch. You got Diablo,
God damn it, he got me doing the shit.
you know what I mean? You got Diablo, and then when you go into was it the Game Pass store? They got ads for that shit.
Yeah, we got
You know
all
what I
different
mean?
kind
So
of
you
ads
got to
running.
understand, like, so they got it's like a B2B type thing, like with business to business when they advertise. So say like if you have two businesses, like I said, I'll put this example like this. My wife used to work for a basketball team, right? And they didn't always deal in cash. So say if they wanted to get like a doctor's office wanted to get advertisement for a game or something like that, right? They will either pay in credit or they would pay in like like ads and shit like that. Like, all right, like if you advertise our stuff, we'll promote your stuff. Basically, you could put your promotions in our doctor's office and blah 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 blah, that type of shit. Or like for the newspaper. So if they wanted ads in the newspaper, instead of giving the newspaper cash, they would give them tickets. You'd be like, all right, I'm gonna give you like 100 tickets, and you could do like charity, whatever, whatever, and they can people can come to the game or whatever you're deeming that to be. So it's not always cash on hand, but it's like service for service. I'm providing you this service, therefore you will get this service in return. That's what Samsung is. Microsoft don't got to pay freaking Samsung to advertise Game Pass. What Game Pass is doing is promoting Samsung, and what Samsung is doing is promoting Game Pass. They're, so they don't have to pay one another. It's like, oh shit, I got a Samsung, I can play Game Pass, or oh, I should look for a TV. Oh, this shit got Game Pass. Oh, maybe I'll buy that one. That's the type of shit that's going on.
Uh-uh.
Like PlayStation could do a lot of that stuff, but they always try to do it with only their stuff. I mean, especially now, because I think that's the only place you can do PlayStation now. After they pulled it off of the TVs that used to have it, which I don't know why they. I'm well, the service wasn't good at the time, so I guess it
It was on
wasn't.
your streaming box. It was just streaming.
Yeah, but I don't think it was paying off. Like I think
Mm-mm.
because people weren't utilizing it like that.
That's why they
I
merged it
think that's
together.
yeah. And
Yeah.
because again they got to pay for that shit to run and all that shit. So
Sony was
having it expanded to all those televisions, and if you're going to increase the service and brought it in out, it's going to be more expensive. So they probably pulled it knowing that all right, too many people are going to have access to this,
Mhm.
and we don't have the bandwidth to like actually provide a quality service for them right now.
you know what? Since they say, I hear what where he at? Hey, what King was saying, maybe because Microsoft had $1 billion franchise that can go in there, and Sony don't have none that can help them out. But I would have thought at least that they would have put, I felt like somebody smacked me in the back of my ears, my left ear and shit, when I seen award for fucking on Gran Turismo. And I understand how the fuck Gran Turismo got a fucking award, but okay, I would think that since it's got an award, and you're saying this game is this and this, every last game that I've seen that had one, even if it's third party, as you were saying, why didn't they put that in there?
They got to they
But like
Gran
Halo
Turismo.
and Gear, Like a
But
Halo Gears didn't even know how they sustain themselves. Because guess what? Guess what? They made the multiplayer free. They put the campaign in Game Pass. Instead of us paying the $60 or $70. A lot of us took that $60 and $70 and bought the season pass. I actually spent over $150 on Halo.
Yeah, but you gotta realize something though.
That's what I spent it on.
Sony don't have nothing that they can put in there that's so-called free to play, where it will still generate money. Like Microsoft just generating the Xbox generate money on Halo.
That's what Destiny should
just
be.
because
I
they
think
get this
wait, are they doing that with the new Destiny? I think they are, right? They're putting that with PlayStation now, right? Not free to play, but it's already free to play. But I think they're putting that new DLC part of their PlayStation now, like Xbox did with the Destiny DLC that they have for a bit in Game Pass. I think PlayStation is doing that, which is not a bad idea. You know what I mean? It's a smart idea.
The very thing you've been praising all of these years is the very thing that's killing them. Our single player experiences, our single player bangers. Hey, look, man, y'all don't want to wake up. Who cares? The sooner this company goes out of business, the better. The sooner this Activision deal goes through, the better. The sooner this company's gone, the better. But I mean, this whole thing, like, this is the same thing from 2 years ago when Xbox was going to raise the price of Xbox Live and didn't what do you gentlemen think? Should gaming be cheaper, or do y'all live in like fucking reality? Like the reality that I live in, I don't know about y'all, right?
How can it get cheaper if the cost to make the game gets higher? I don't understand that. There's some type of unrealistic math going on there.
Like fucking cars back in the 90s, you could cop a new car for like $15,000. Now you can fucking forget about it. Houses went up. Food went up, like I told you before. Homeowners insurance went up, property taxes that went up, everything that went up. Some things go down. Some things that are completely disposable, like these flat screen TVs, they're so cheap because they're fucking disposable. Ain't nobody paying no more than $1,000 for a TV unless you got it like that. You're gonna go and get a TV, a flat screen for $500. That's disposable. Shit that's not disposable is shit like your cars, your houses, shit but everything that went up. So to expect gaming to fucking get like it was back in 1999 when you guys could walk into a Babbage's or an electronic boutique and cop a Dreamcast for $200 and cop every Dreamcast game for like fucking $34 each. Them days ain't coming back. I don't care how much these PC guys whine and cry and bitch. Well, if Microsoft, I heard one motherfucker say, well, if Microsoft hadn't raised the prices of the games, they could have gone down in history as the most consumer-friendly company in the world. And you still would have given them
that shit. Doesn't matter.
You still wouldn't. Thank you. But listen, Livewire, they was giving Microsoft shit when they was doing that anyway. So what the fuck does it matter?
It makes sense to why they would raise it up, because what you do is you increase the value of your game while also being able to provide, while also you're providing a alternative for how you buy and consume your game. So you got Game Pass, that's the cushion, right? Some people will go with the whole stupid thing of like, oh well, what if we only get Game Pass for $1? Well, then you're an idiot. You shouldn't, not for $1, but for one game. Like if you're only going to buy one game a year, no, the Game Pass doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense, because that means you're only playing that one game. If that's how your brain works, and you only care about one game, you only want to play one game, you only can focus on one game, then Game Pass ain't for you. Game Pass is for people to actually game. If you're going to game, that's what Game Pass is for. But if you're not going to actually game, there's no point in you getting Game Pass, right? I mean, that'd be like somebody asking their wife for a sex pass. I need a sex pass, but you don't have sex. Well, what the fuck you need that shit for? Just so you have the option to have sex, but not have sex. Like, what's the point of this? Well, I got to be able to get some cheeks. Nigga, you wasn't getting no cheeks with your wife, let alone when you were single. Get the fuck out of here with your nonsense.
This game is just wild.
You know what? You know what? I do need to understand this, and maybe E-Rock can share some light on this.
Uh-oh.
Other
So
Zink
fucked
friend.
up.
Yes, it's gonna be fucked up. Other Zink best friend, you know, butt bleeding bisexual gamer Colin Moriarty still trying to figure out how the Game Pass is profitable. I don't understand why this butt bleeder is worrying about that. Why are you worrying about something that which you don't even give a fuck about that ecosystem? Why? I don't understand that butt bleeding bisexual ass gamer dude. I don't understand him.
He don't care about the ecosystem. He's never had an Xbox. He said he's never going to buy an Xbox. The fucking name of his podcast is Sacred Symbols. And I was trying my damnedest to figure it out for a minute. I said, oh, nigga, the whole background is blue and got the fucking triangles and squares. Oh, okay, I see what you did there. Like this guy, never mind. These guys, no matter what facts is in front of them, they're going to deny the facts. They're going to deny the fact that Microsoft, who is a publicly traded company and have to come out with their numbers, just said they made like what $2.9 billion in one fiscal quarter off of Game Pass. The Game Pass is beyond profitable. To them, Phil Spencer's lying. To them, Phil Spencer is lying to his fucking shareholders, to the fucking Securities Exchange Commission. They're lying. These guys, they live in this bubble. They live in this alternative reality where they can't accept that PlayStation is losing. PlayStation has lost, and they lost spectacularly because you could tell who lost because a real baller ass company wouldn't be worrying about God of War. I mean, wouldn't be worried about Call of Duty. I would just be like, all right, fuck it, we lost Call of Duty. Let's bring back fucking Splinter Cell or whatever the fuck they used to own. What's that shit they used to have? Let's bring back our own fucking shooters and not worry about Call of Duty. They can't do that because PlayStation is not going to invest in any new intellectual property. So they can't bring back, what's that shit? Killzone. They're not going to bring back Killzone. Right? So like how you could tell they losing. What's somebody doing? Trying to fucking start a fire with a flint rock?
That's live wire.
Oh god.
That's live wire on the damn game.
Trying to rub his two fingernails together.
That's what
make a spark.
That's live wire on a goddamn game.
You know, it's the clickety clack from Gungrave.
Oh shit!
This whole gaming community is just it's bizarre to me now. It's hilarious to me now. But like, I did not expect the stupidity involved with this whole $70 game shit. Just anything. It seemed like just anything to bitch at Xbox about. That's all the fuck it is.
No, but see, the craziest shit is some of these supposed to be Xbox people let these motherfuckers poison them. And they go right, oh, this ain't fair. This 70 motherfucker, you got Game Pass. Shut up. You ain't got Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? Go ask your mama for Game Pass.
You know what I'm starting to wonder, Bone? I'm starting, like I said before, them pony.
The only real like people I feel like this would really, really kind of hurt the most is the kid or like kids. You know what I'm saying? Like $10, the $10 extra can really hurt a kid, like, you know, with the parent trying to, you know, like you know.
No, not really. Not really.
I mean, with Game Pass, or you know how kids are. They may want or like a game that may not be in Game Pass, you know, with 70, and you know they may not be able to.
Went to that motherfucker on sale.
Rain, you ain't shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Mr. 100,
other than that,
repeat that shit, Mr. 100. They better do what?
That motherfucker on sale.
They better wait till it come on protocol. Like how old is this kid? Is he old enough to get a fucking work permit and go to work?
Nah,
because I was fucking mowing grass when I was fucking 11, like 12. I was out there like, god damn, like, you know, this is hard.
Hey, you know these kids ain't built like these days.
You know what's funny?
Shit, my generation barely built like this these days.
You know that's funny because K-Guys is a kid. He one of them kids in that generation. You're not lying.
I'm 25, man. I'm 25. Dang, man, give me some credit.
I must admit, when Eli said something about the 80s, I was like, please don't use the Tuckmaster reference. When I was in school and I had a drink, I was like, yo.
Hey man, it is what it is.
Tuckmaster crazy behind.
And some dumb motherfuckers will probably bump into this podcast and be like, look at these Xbox damage controlling. Damage controlling what? Damage control is when you put a spin on some news that you didn't like or some news that opposes your beliefs. Ain't nobody hit damage controlling. We're just saying, like,
Shit.
look, man, this is what the fuck it is. Shit.
Shit,
Like,
if you ask me, I ain't defending this shit. I ain't gonna say like, oh, they should do it. I ain't defending that shit. But
Hang on, I'm gonna tell you.
all I'm
Back in the
saying
day,
is it's
I'm gonna tell you.
whatever. It
Back
is
in the
what it
day,
is.
back in the day, Neo
A
Geo
company gotta
games.
do what a company gotta do.
Back in the day, Neo Geo games used to be for $100 to $300.
yeah,
Especially
yeah,
this Nintendo game was
yeah,
$100, $200.
yeah.
That sounds like before my day.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
this ain't the only time games went up. This is the only time the games stayed out of balance. Because you might got Mortal Kombat for 40, but Madden be 60.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to pay for all the license for the players. Nobody didn't have no true threshold.
Then you got these dumb motherfuckers out here doing these motherfucking 3 hour motherfucking podcasts with they fucking super chats and shit, talking about you guys are accepting this because you're pay pigs. And it's like when we try to do the Exile podcast, even though we're a bunch of misfits, we try to be armed with facts. So that's why He-Bot is on there and other Zinc and this dude named Unlimited Production. And it's like I think I may have bought 2 games this year. You know, usually like Game Pass. Game Pass, I basically use guys to try before I buy. Like I knew right away I was buying a Plague Tale Requiem. But like I'm gonna see whether or not I like High on Life enough to fucking purchase it. That's the whole point of Game Pass. To call us pay pigs, a pay pig is a motherfucker that had to spend $70 on God of War. We have choices over here. Xbox at least gave you the choice whether you wanted to pay for a Plague Tale Requiem. They gave you the choice if you want to play for Scorn. Thank God they did. They gave you the choice if you want to pay for High on Life. It's about choices. But sitting here and whining, and some of these PC dudes and some of these Xbox dudes whining about games getting more expensive, or you guys are just damage control. Let me explain this to you one last time to all these motherfuckers out here, man. Fucking Paul Tassi, fucking Colin Moriarty, that motherfucking fool old Noah's Alex who stalks me every fucking week. Why am I going to damage control, Mr. 100? Something I can't control. I don't have no more control over Microsoft and Sony raising the price of games that I can control the fucking weather, right? I can't control it. I don't have no control.
Thing about it is,
You just don't have.
it's not bothering their lives. Like you say, you got to step your game up. That's your motherfucking life. If it's it ain't mine, so I don't know why you even getting mad about it. You go home and let the ponies fuck with your head, and then y'all get back and y'all go get in these spaces and have y'all do a diplomatic discussions and shit.
Thank you.
I'm mad they didn't just bump it
then
up
on
to
top of
$100
that,
a game.
And then on top of that, some of these people probably complain about, prices getting, increased by $70, but they probably got their priorities fucked up in terms of shit they want to buy. Niggas got rent due, but want to buy $250 pair of sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Those type of fucking priority people.
Come on now.
See, this is the thing.
Like,
I don't get why they complain about the same dudes that be complaining about these $70 games or the $60 games, and then tell you, well, I don't buy these games until they hit a certain price point. So you wasn't going to buy it at that price point anyway. You was going to wait anyway. So if that's the case, why are you complaining? This should be none of your concern at all. Well, it's the principle. The principle for nigga, why? What?
The principle?
Like,
the principle? The principle? What are we a fucking?
What is this whole like?
It's a principle, but you ain't following it. Like, come on,
it's like
E-Rock and Technoblad. Why these people that talking about they're talking about the principle? Why these motherfuckers thinking they get some type of quiz, like it's some type of ethical, immoral judgment about paying some of these dollars for a fucking game? I don't get it.
I guess I'll throw it in on the side where people are complaining. If it's $10 now, and people are saying, "Oh, it's only $10," and then let's just say X amount of years, another $5, another $10, and we're gonna keep saying, "Oh, it's just an extra $10." And then eventually it's like, dude, we just paid like $60 5 years ago. Now it's 80. Now it's 90. So when does it stop? I guess that's what some people are saying.
And not
Yeah,
going to
you
stop.
could look at it that. I mean, I totally understand that, and I would say
You want
this.
these big ass worlds.
I don't spend a bunch of money on $70 games. You know
No,
why?
I don't
I
think
got
I've even spent
Game
one
I
$70 game yet.
I
I did.
got
Never
Game
switched.
Pass, and
I got
Game
Midnight
Pass.
Sun.
Yeah, I spent
No,
over
no.
$70
Well,
Even when I
for
got
2K.
in
I
box,
rarely
like
play
when I got shit
70
off those
anyway.
CD keys, I was like, I'll spend 50, whatever it was for it.
It's not going to listen, guys. Listen. Again, I'm the oldest guy here in the room, and some of these PC guys crack me up getting involved in console gamers space because you PC guys
But they
pirate
pay
games.
less anyway. They
Well,
don't be
no,
paying 70.
They
pay
do.
pay pay
Pirate.
Livewire. They pirate games. They
Then you got,
pirate games,
hang
and
on,
they
Thank
laugh
you.
about it.
hang on,
And they
Flip.
laugh
Hey,
about
Even
it.
those
hey,
that
Flip,
don't,
Say it again.
even those that
hey,
don't,
Flip,
right?
hey, Flip, what you say the other day?
It's
What you say the other day? The motherfuckers ain't got no home.
Oh well,
So
fuck them. That's how I
yeah,
say
they
it.
ain't
Like,
got no
Tech,
home. So they
tech,
trying to.
tech. Is it unethical that Toll Brothers charged you? I could just tell by looking at your basement where you film your videos. Is it unethical that Toll Brothers or whoever charged you $250,000 to $300,000 for your house? Is it unethical that fucking Honda Accords went from being $17,000 to almost $40,000?
Oh,
If
let me
if
tell you
you
this.
go ahead, preach, my brother.
I was in the market to buy a new car. I needed something bigger,
Mm-hmm.
right? I went to vacation over to California
Mm-hmm.
and we had a nice big SUV. Well, I got spoiled because when I got back home, I got back to my little car. I'm like, man, I need a big car now.
You wanted that SUV.
I got the SUV now. Okay. So I went to the dealership and was pricing it out. And I'm like, they gave me this price. And I'm like, what's this $8,000 that you're showing me here? And they're like, oh, that's the market. They're like the market markup. I'm like, the what? Pretty much an extra just upcharge.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the times we live in now. So instead of a car or the SUV costing $40,000, $45,000, it's that much plus the $8,000 tax that they're adding on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you just lost yourself a sale. I'm not buying that.
And then if y'all want all this HDR 7.2 Adobe in the space in the universe. You want this DLS.
Ray tracing.
You want race tracing. You want to see the best and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit costs. That shit that's not expensive. Now back in the day, like E-Rock was saying, back in the day, a flat screen was expensive. They're not too much expensive anymore, like that. But when the technology comes out, especially for consoles, the shit gonna cost.
It's gonna cost.
You want an epic Halo? You want some shit that's gonna blow your mind? You want a Forza? You gonna have to pay. That engine don't count cost.
You know what it is, Bone? It's the old saying. A lot of people want all this and that for a low price of
For pennies.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, because that'll be the truth. Like Xbox could have said they leaving it at 60, and they were like, well, I mean, because the argument is, oh, well, they don't need to get all this extra money because you charge 70 like at the when it releases, and then like a month later it's like $45. My thing is like, oh, you doing all this bitching. And you could have just waited a month and just got it for $45. Well, I don't want to pay that much. I want to pay less. I'm like, all right, then wait longer and pay less.
Just wait a year.
I mean, look, people are paying for FOMO. It's no different than the fucking Jordan sneakers.
Well, everybody wants to be the first one who gets it.
Do you want the Jordans now? All right, you got to pay the 200, whatever it is, right? Oh, you don't care. You want to wait until like 2 years until they in that freaking clearance rack at whatever outlet. All right, then wait then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but people are complaining, but it's because of their FOMO, bro.
FOMO.
Yes. It's because of their FOMO. That's why they're complaining.
Everybody wants to be the cool kid. Everybody wants to say, "Look, I got it first, and I finished it first."
My thing is like, yo,
we're not damage control. We're trying to understand. I'm just trying to understand people like Paul Tassi and Colin Moriarty and Alex who think that because Microsoft I'm sorry, Livewire, because Microsoft is a fucking a multi-trillion-dollar company, and Xbox is a multi-billion-dollar company. That they should make gaming cheaper. If that's the case, then my gas company should stop charging me $200 a month for gas. Let me go try to tell them, yo, man, I'm not paying this no more. You will be in my house fucking freezing tomorrow morning. I don't understand the thought process anymore. And it's getting to the point now where I can't understand it, Tech and Livewire.
Spoiled and entitled people. That's what that is. Spoiled and entitled people. That's what all this day and age is. The fuck was that?
Chaos.
No, that was my John.
Was that a
That's
gremlin?
my notification.
That's lit.
And of course, guys, you guys know you don't have to game though. You guys do know that you don't have to play video games. You can always fish or play checkers, or you don't have to play video games. This shit is expensive as fuck. We all know that.
Listen here, I was prepared to pay $70 last generation. I told this to one of the homies in the party, tax. I said, you know, he's like, man, you saying you want? I said, I'm not saying I want it to go up. I'm just telling you, I'm prepared.
Nobody want to pay more.
Nobody don't want to pay that. I'm just prepared
exactly.
for it. I understand that these games and these new tech and all this new knick-knack, paddywhack, give a motherfucker a back and a bone and shit is going to be expensive.
Yeah, it is.
All these enhancements and stuff like that these games are getting more graphically open world, even look even more graphically impressive. What do you expect that was going to happen?
Unreal Engine 5, they want ray tracing. They wanted Gotham Knights to have ray tracing and be 60 frames per second. Like you're not going to get that. So you might I don't understand. You're not going to get that. Even though these consoles can pull it off, well, because these consoles can pull off all of this shit now, Unreal Engine 5 and some shit called Nanite and this real-time illumination, that shit is going to cost. You know what? I think they priced the last Call of Duty costs more to make than fucking Wakanda Forever and Black Adam. So we're at a point now, guys, where motion pictures now are cheaper to make in these fucking video games.
Yeah.
Can you figure this shit out, Tech?
Yeah. I've read that already too. That some of these games are more expensive than a movie being made. It's crazy.
And you see what the movie theater did? They adjusted. Oh, your ticket now will be fucking $25. So
it's nuts.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe.
Some of the problem with it is, hold up, Chaos. Some of the problem with it is like, especially with these ponies in a VR. I was wondering if it was the pony in the VR getting mad because they didn't have race tracing, or I'm sorry, as 100 like saying race tracing in a VR so they can see the reflection of their face off somebody's dick when they watching porn in a VR. I don't know. I'm just wondering, like, what is all the hubbub, bub? Because this shit is crazy.
They are the top dogs in watching that on their PlayStation. So.
That's what
imagine
that
with the VR
for.
headset.
I mean, they want to see that white ketchup on their lips, shining and shit.
Tony took the browser off of it, so that's the only thing they probably go. Oh, I'm gonna get on the browser in VR.
Trust me. Guess what? I guarantee you. Listen here, Bone. I guarantee you, there's some motherfucker out there that figure out how to get around that shit to get that motherfucker back on it.
Nah, you know what it was? They took that browser off because they got tired of PlayStation being number one place to observe Pornhub. It was like number one, and there was like
for 2 generations, right?
It was like 50% of all gay porn is watched on PlayStation. I was like, wow. So what the fuck is the odd number?
You know what? Maybe that's why. What's his name? The boy, Jeff. No, that's why Jeff, Healy, whatever. Maybe that's why he always give an award to Sony in damn near every category, because he had very fond and loving memory of himself in VR. With him and that little Asian boy that he was trying to rape on the stage that day.
Yoshida.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Maybe that's why he does that.
So Yoshida, you mean Kojima? Said,
Yeah,
damn.
him too.
He
Shit.
said he don't.
All them
Said he don't
little
discriminate.
Asian motherfuckers. He'll probably touch them
He
all
said
if he
All
can.
of them.
He tried.
he said
Listen,
Kojima said no,
hey,
but
live. Hold
so
on,
I'm
live.
like, what's good,
Hold
Yoshida?
on, live. You gotta realize. He like to catch them all them Asian people, all like they fucking Pokemon. You know what he want to
Man,
poke?
you're crazy.
But can you
Like,
guys
yo,
now imagine the backlash is going to happen when Xbox Game Pass Ultimate goes up? Because you know it's inevitable now, right? I mean, I'm sorry,
yeah,
Hang
Yeah,
it's
on.
you know
inevitable.
it's gonna.
They
It's
cannot.
gonna.
They cannot complain.
they
I
better.
remember
He
when
will. He
Netflix
should.
was. I remember when Netflix was $7.99. I paid $24.99 for it.
Shit, remember, you
Yeah,
gotta remember
I
I
pay
Disney
just
21
Plus.
got.
right now.
I pay for every streaming service but Hulu.
You know what? Hey,
Disney,
Bone, I'm glad you said that because the missus just told me like, yo, she said, yo, they went up on Disney Plus, and I was breaking it down to her. I said,
it
Oh,
well,
was
you
did
like
do
they?
2 years. It was
Disney
2 years that
acquire
it went up.
Fox. So being though that you see, because I start seeing Honey I Shrunk the Kids, the Christmas movie with Macaulay Culkin, Home
Home
Alone.
Alone.
I start
Alone.
seeing all these movies that was made by Fox and Disney Plus, and I was like, yo, that's one of the contributing factor why it's going up and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
you gotta get that Hulu Disney Plus package because all the Fox
Yeah.
movies are really on Hulu.
No, we got Hulu already.
Yeah, see, I ain't got
Yeah,
Hulu. That's the only one I ain't got.
We already got
that's
Hulu.
that's where
And
all the
then what
Fox
you call
movies,
this?
all the rated
Man,
R
just get
Fox
And
movies
Tubi,
are.
man.
H,
Watch for free.
yeah, and
No,
HBO
wait a minute. No.
and
Hold on, live.
HBO
Hold
HBO
on.
Max is going away.
Disney had rated R shows on Disney Plus.
Plus,
Let's not forget.
No, they do, but they don't have the rated R Fox ones on there.
God damn, it's a
That's
whole
on
nother
Hulu.
level to this shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's on Hulu. That's why I was watching Aliens and Predator and all that shit. I was watching that shit on there. I was like, wait, they got all the aliens on here? Yep. They got all the bitches.
Man,
and then
just
you know
just
what you call
download
it
Pluto
too?
TV, man. It's free.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
Pluto
doing
TV is the
commercial.
bomb.
It is.
I'm not a
It is.
commercial guy. You can get me for the first. I pay for what do you call that? Peacock. I give them $7.99 a month. You know what I'm saying? I can watch 2
Uh,
commercial and I'll be cool.
Bone is liable. Yeah, you gonna give them all that
Oh
money.
Get some
yeah.
crackle.
Oh yeah, live. I just called her, man. I
Shit,
just
fucking
called her, man.
Sony,
We
Sony.
just got BET on BET Plus. I said, shit.
No,
Hey,
they
y'all,
don't.
listen here, people
No,
outside. I
BT
peep out
Plus is
there in the
on.
chat in the open world. Listen to
He
this.
No,
said BT
I am a
Plus.
man. Hold on, Bon. I am a man that have these apps, and I find out about 2-3 months later. These fellas on the panel will tell you that. I don't even listen here. I've been watching stuff off of Cody like for the last 3 months. Didn't even know we had that streaming service to sit there and watch it. Why?
Yeah, the
Why
rest
was
don't
I
tell
was
you till
the
the
last
last
thing to
minute.
find out?
Be like that
yeah.
sometimes, dog.
Get some
It's just
Pluto.
crazy.
Get
It's
some
just
Pluto.
oh yeah, Pluto's awesome.
Mhm.
It's just crazy, man. I mean, the more and more I've been involved in this gaming community since coming here to YouTube, and even before YouTube, man, just on the internet and keeping that eRock 8150 brand alive before YouTube. It's just gotten so crazy now. But there's been one constant: video games keep going up. The price of steaks keep going up. Like Mr. 100 said, Netflix used to be $9 a month or $8 back when they shipped out DVDs to your crib. And so somebody would listen to this podcast and say, oh, you guys are damage controlling. You guys are just pay pigs. You got the wrong one over here. Almost every guy on this panel is frugal and tries to save money. But for some of the things you want in life, I mean, eventually they're going to have 8K TVs. Got the pony up for that. You heard Tech, man. He wanted
Pay to
that.
play. That's the saying that it's called pay to play. You gotta pay to play.
You know what, man? It's like
Make sure you tell them video game. They might think about something else.
they're
You're talking
not
about
going
video
to.
game.
Yeah, they're not going to put
Mhm.
that genie back. They're not going to put that genie back in the bottle, man. And they're not going to do it, no matter how much you complain, no matter how much you whine. It's over. It's done. So what you gamers have to do in the PC space, who for some reason you guys are greatly concerned about what's going on over here in console, and for you
They are.
PlayStation guys and you Xbox guys who are mad and upset and crying and whining, like you have to decide what your priorities are, man. Are your priorities gaming or is it feeding your family? Are your priorities buying the next Madden for $70 or the next Halo or the next Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade for $80? Is that your priority? or putting a pack of pork chops on the table. Look, man, I hate to
Thank you.
bring up bad.
Thank you.
News,
That's why I've been trying to preach. Thank you. People got their priorities
be
fucked
honest.
up.
If
So
you got Game Pass, you should not be. If you got Game Pass, you should not be buying first party Xbox
Well,
games.
I tell some people
I don't
that
get it.
I'm blessed that I'm able to afford this hobby for this many years since the Atari.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it doesn't mean I want to spend all my money on gaming hobby. It's like, oh, it's $70. I may be able to afford it. I don't want to. I want to pay
that
cheaper.
hurts. Yes, sir. Yes. Hell, I mean, I'm gonna sound like a cad, but shit, man, I'm sure that there's at least 3 of us here that would pirate the Xbox games we could, but Microsoft makes it so that you can't pirate this shit.
Yeah.
So what do you want? So get Game Pass and don't worry about it no more. It is what it is, man.
But
Hey,
E-Rock,
y'all might as well call me. Y'all might as well call me a motherfucker right now, because I'm blessed that my wife is able to afford Game Pass, $70 games and all these years.
That's a blessing.
Hey,
That's
those
a blessing.
Bing rewards, those Microsoft rewards, do it. I haven't paid any Game Pass fees at all with rewards.
Oh, Tech. Somebody said that's an excuse too, that you use your Bing points. I'm like, wow, you guys are just, these guys in the community and in the PC space are just reaching.
Okay, so on one hand, I can use my Bing rewards and redeem a whole year of Game Pass, or pay full price.
Dude, I'm not arguing with your logic. These fools out here are arguing with your logic.
I know. It's like, so people want me to spend $100 or whatever, $80, or get it free.
Tech, they want you to be miserable, Tech. They want you to be sitting around crying with tears in your eyes on your podcast. They want you to be upset. They want you to write Phil Spencer and cry and bitch at him. And that's what they want. But for some reason, the Xbox community, the real Xbox gamers like yourselves, we just keep it moving.
No, you know what? It got the Twitters, the Facebook. People think they entitled to their opinion. Your opinion is not factual.
Mm-hmm.
So
unless it's mine,
it's just your opinion, and they think their opinion is the right way. That's what they think their opinion is doing, and that's why I be like, man, I sit back, I be sitting back watching. I see who the real ones, but like I say, when I gotta go to the office on Monday morning, I go on my tweet deck and I see all that shit, and you see who the followers, who not the followers, or I'm like, man, why do y'all care? Yeah, it's not hurting you in your life. Like
exactly.
These dudes are sitting there working spaces, having a diplomat. You thinking we finna go trade? You think we finna go trade for motherfucking Brittany Griner in that
motherfucker? I'll give you Brittany Griner for that dude who just bombed 18 schools over in Europe. Come on, hook it up. You know what I mean? They negotiating hard. Now, Mr. 100, I do understand some of the guys' fear, because almost it's like 196 games that's been fucking pushed back to 2023. So they're all launching between January of the next year and December. So it's going to be like 196 games out there costing $70 each. So I understand why they're afraid. But the Xbox first-party games are, again, like you guys have said, on Game Pass. So you may have to pick and choose these third-party games that you want to pay $70 for. It's not that hectic. I'm not going to sit here and cry. I'm not going to petition.
I have to pay 80 for I don't hear nobody crying. I have to pay 80 for 2K because I needed it for the cross gen.
Man,
the cross gen, they make you pay to have it on the S and the X version. So you're not paying no regular $70. You got to pay that 80.
Yes.
Hey, why would you need that one? Like for what? The cross gen one?
Because the cross gen one.
You don't know? Yeah, you don't know what they've been doing? Electronic Arts, 2K games, like I'm in the wrestling. So WWE 2K22, they had an Xbox One version and they had an Xbox Series S and X version. The Xbox Series S and X version was $10 more. And if you wanted them crispy 4K graphics, you either paid for that shit or you didn't. And they wanted you to pay more for the New World Order.
For a good while.
Well, you want to know what's funny? I'm glad you said that, E-Rock. The pain and suffering that I went through when I bought Callisto Protocol. I bought that Xbox One version, not the Xbox One Egg version. The Xbox One. I was so heated.
No free update, my brother. Ooh.
Listen here, no, listen here. And I was like, well, wait a minute, because they was like, 70. They gave me back my money, and I bought the one that's, for the console for the Series X that I have. But I am going to put it in there because Live say he had to look for it. If you have the current gen console, the Xbox Series S and X, that should be the one you should see because it didn't say that to me. It ain't say that at all. If it wasn't for Livewire and 100, I would have never known that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it still looked good, but when you see it, trust me, I see night and day. I'm like, damn. Like, yo, but I am going to, that's something that need to be concerned or talked about. Like, can we please have the ultimate version of that game pop up on our screen first?
I got you. It's just so crazy. And you know what, man? They've been kind of lubing us up and getting ready for this shit for the longest time with these next gen versions of these games. And guys, listen. I don't want to be facetious here. I hate to keep bringing up these PC guys and guys like, oh no, it's Alex, who continually say, well, you guys just don't pay for it. You ain't gotta pay for the games. And guess what? You're right, man. But also,
you don't gotta pay for the games when he can use the Game Pass on PC.
Exactly. You ain't gotta be sitting around and whining about this shit. Like, what do you expect us to do? Petition Phil Spencer?
It's
Everybody
for
petition
shock
Phil Spencer.
value. It's for reactions and stuff,
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ted. Thank you so much.
That's all it is for.
It's absolutely ridiculous. We're not. I'm sure there's nobody here who wants to pay $70 fucking for a video game. But right now, it's like there's nothing you can do about it. There's really nothing you can do about it.
But even if I could pay,
because they easily could.
I wanted that game, it's just gonna sit on my shelf collecting dust, and by the time I do play it, it's gonna drop down to $40.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather just,
Well, let me ask you this: how many people are going to buy a bunch of games at $70? They're going to play them all at once?
Nobody.
Not many.
Thank you.
Yeah, not many. I mean, unless you adapt.
Thank you.
There's only a few guys that can afford to buy 7 or 8 games a year. Like, there's a few of them in the chat, but for the most people are going to buy maybe 3 or 4 games a year, maybe, and the rest you're going to play on Game Pass. I don't see the point in crying. I don't see the point of calling people pay pigs and saying that people are damage controlling. I don't think it's damage controlling to say, oh, well, fuck it, man. They raised the price of milk, as Livewire said so eloquently earlier, and there's a fucking thing you can do about it. So what you gonna do? Stop drinking milk, Tech? You're not gonna give your kids cocoa pebbles? Yo, man. Thank you.
Well, look at it this way. If it's a pony, he might start drinking milk from his fucking dog nipples. So I don't know.
Let me wild.
Yeah. Hey man, how y'all think about people saying, "Well, Xbox can show up at the Game Awards"? I saw a tweet from a guy that I was on Friday morning. Before I left and went to a nasty ass Christmas
Who
dinner.
did not watch it like I did?
Man, I didn't watch that shit.
Nope.
But I didn't watch it either.
No, but
as far as what? Who
but they
showed up at the Game Awards?
They talking about Microsoft didn't show no games and stuff. But it was
hold on,
nobody.
Don't get a shout out to Emmanuel. He just dropped $10.
Shout out to Emmanuel.
Nobody did. Nobody showed games at the Game Awards. Not nothing new.
Yeah,
not nothing new.
So my thing is, okay.
PlayStation didn't show nothing. Nintendo didn't show nothing. Nobody showed anything.
Microsoft didn't show nothing. Tomorrow you could have did that. Microsoft already showed something, and just because it's at the Game Award and they did it before, why? I don't understand. But check this out: when Sony don't go and Nintendo don't come to E3, I don't hear nobody bitching about that. They go both ways, and I saw a dude put a straight up post. What's I say? Say, well, y'all don't cry when Nintendo and Sony don't come to E3, but y'all cry when Xbox didn't show nothing at the Game Awards? What they need to show? They got games that's already coming out.
They needed to show something so that it could be scrutinized, so they could talk shit about it, so they could say the Xbox has no games or some other dumb ridiculousness that's not true. For Xbox not showing anything, there sure was a lot of damn game trailers on YouTube, but nothing but game trailers the last fucking 2 days. And like Tech, I didn't watch the Video Game Awards. I haven't watched it in I don't know, almost the entire length that it's been on. I don't like Geoff Keighley. I don't like his douchebag face.
Dude, I can't stand him.
I don't like his fucking agenda. I think okay, yeah. They shocked everybody and gave It Takes Two Game of the Year last year. But like, I'm sure that everybody on this panel and every other panel, every podcast knew that the Game of the Year was going to be Elden Ring as early as February. They decided that was going to be the Game of the Year back in February. But what's shocking is that A Plague Tale Requiem, that had some of the best voice acting I ever heard, didn't win anything. Like God of War won best voice acting. You really won best voice acting for, hey, look, there's a brazier. Maybe you should use your accent. Yes, boy. That won best voice acting. So like the whole shit just reeks of fucking fuckery. I'm sure that As Dusk Falls didn't win anything. How the hell did
the most impactful reward? I think.
Yeah, it was for that.
Like, because it was a good game.
That was a fantastic game.
Yes,
like once you got into it and got with the branching stories and everything, it was a fantastic game. But like, I just don't get it. I'm not mad that Elden Ring won. I'm just we knew it was going to happen. That this fucking dated fucking Japanese game with gameplay and graphics from the Xbox 360 era was going to win because it's from Software. But it's not even about that. What it's about is, how did this guy, Geoff Keighley, get all this fucking clout every year to have a fucking award show? Did he murder somebody? Does he fucking have the Ark of the Covenant?
He's been around for a long time.
He's been around for a long time. He ended up getting sponsors and stuff.
He a witch.
It got bigger.
He is. He's a fucking witch. The motherfucker's a warlock, my nigga.
Yeah,
he's really a woman dressed up like a man. He's a witch.
Look, you crazy.
No, I can't stand him. I won't watch anything that he hosts. I just can't do it.
No, I don't. I remember when the Tinas used to punk him on G4.
When the last time Microsoft won some that award? Something that was great. Not no plea bargain shit, because we all know that it's more these Sonys on the internet as they claim to be voting for these games to win. So when the last time Microsoft won something?
Probably when Columbus sailed the seven seas. Who the fuck knows?
I don't think they ever did.
Yeah, as long as Geoff Keighley's in charge. Like, what did the dude that one year Kojima was there and this dude came in his pants and had tears in his eyes? Like this shit.
That's the day you want to snatch him off the
Death
stage.
Stranding came out. I think when Death Stranding was showing up.
Like, oh my god, like you just can't script this shit. Oh, you guys are just salty because Elden Ring won. We don't care. Listen, the fact that Elden Ring won isn't gonna make me say, you know what, man, maybe I should go out and buy Elden Ring.
Oh my god, I said the same thing the other day. The same thing.
Well, that's because you have a functioning brain. Like just because God of War won best voice acting.
I better go get that game now and pay the full price because they won an award. My life has changed.
The Gotham Knights won nothing, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. I'm enjoying the hell out of beating folks up with Batgirl and her tight fucking latex. I'm enjoying the hell out of that game. They really designed that shit with the male gaze in mind. Shit, thank God, women are looking like women again.
Right. You know what you just said? Batgirl with the latex on. Please don't put that on PlayStation VR.
The porn numbers are gonna rise up again.
But I don't know, man. It's just gaming has just gotten so crazy. There's so many fraudulent people out here, and we need people in the community like you guys who tell it straight. But we have such a small audience. I don't think anybody's fucking listening. Everybody's listening to the fucking Geoff Keighley who Why is it that all of these PlayStation guys, Geoff Keighley, Colin Moriarty, Broker Games HD, Amazing Lucas, they all got this fucking poor facial hair. They all got this shit-eating grin on their face. They all look like their tongues have been cut off by Liberace. What the fuck is the matter with these guys? They've all got a lisp. Like, I just don't understand. And you can see the fuckery in their eyes. How was God of War nominated for like 7 fucking
5 times.
categories?
Was it 5 or 6 times? It was either 5 or 6. I lost count after 4.
Dude.
You know they stopped that shit in the fucking Academy Awards, but they call it flooding the fucking field. So basically, Geoff Keighley made sure that PlayStation was going to win something. The fucking cat game was nominated. What's that shit, Stray?
Somebody try to tell me in a motherfucking Spaces that Stray is a great game. You better put your Stray ass on.
What game?
You and that cat.
The game with the cat?
Yeah.
You know what?
That's a
They
great
just tell you.
game.
Meow.
He a pussy just like that cat.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. He a pussy. And he like that cat.
Motherfucking Stray. Man, you better go stray your ass over there by yourself.
What's the object of that game? I don't understand.
I still want to know. I ain't finna go find out.
Because all I see is a cat walking around in an alleyway, walking past robots.
You got to give it a chance. I said you got to give your life a chance. Give your life a chance.
It's all about that kitty cat.
Gaming is just gotten crazy. I don't even know what to think anymore. We try to make some sense of it on these podcasts, but it's getting very hard to make sense of it. But you know, guys, we kind of saw where shit was heading as far as this Game of the Year awards. We kind of saw where shit was heading when IGN and everybody tried to sabotage Gotham Knights. We saw where shit was heading when IGN was like, well, A Plague Tale Requiem seems like more of the same. Isn't that every fucking video game? Isn't that every fucking game that, like, you tell me God of War isn't more of the same? Like, it's I don't know, Tech. I can't figure out.
It's always the but God of War is, and then they try to hype it up.
It's crazy.
And then
it's crazy.
Meow.
I think it's funny. I think it's funny. A lot of people thought that game graphics was going to be better than what it is. Now y'all finally realize that this game is nothing more than a PlayStation 4 game running on the same PlayStation 4 hardware, and they just made it clean it up, put some glasses on that motherfucker, and it made it look like it was unique, and it wasn't.
You talking about God of War?
I understand. Yes.
I don't understand
how people
$30.
Well, here's what's even more crazy. All we've heard about is this narrative, and that's why I was trying to explain to Livewire earlier about this whole shit we keep hearing about quality. And I always say that quality is basically in the eyes of the fucking observer. You got a game like God of War. We keep hearing it's this big budget AAA banger, right? With all of these great graphics and all of this narrative. And A Plague Tale Requiem was built by a studio of like 80 or 90, and it had better graphics. I got the video up. Go to the fucking tapes. It's got better voice acting, and it's what you would call a AA tech, which is why I've been saying for the longest time, we need to do away with this AA, AAA shit.
Dude, I've been saying the same thing too.
Dude.
Thank you. I was about to say that. Thank you.
A game is a game.
That game looked good. I played the game and I beat it. I'm quite sure some of the other fellas in the comment section and on here also did too. But speaking for me and live, I played him. I beat it. It was all right. I mean, what I seen,
it's ready to rage from some of them.
It looked good. I couldn't even complain about it. The only damn thing that I hated, I get mad when I keep getting fucked up. I'm like, God damn it, just let me get through this shit.
It happens, man. It could be frustrating, which is why I kind of cheat and go to the YouTube playthroughs to see what they did right. I know it's
whoa. That's not cheating. I do the same thing. That's not cheating. That is not cheating. They should. If it was cheating, they shouldn't have did that shit.
No, sometimes I feel stupid when I get lost and the door was right there the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like somehow I missed that door. Didn't try that door, and I just kept walking past it. when it's like, all right, I need to watch a guide, and then it's like, oh, it's that door.
Yeah. A Plague's Tale Requiem is one of those games where you could either fight all the soldiers or you could sneak past them motherfuckers. It all
Yeah.
depends on how you go about it. Whereas
It's just
Halo, whereas Halo Infinite, like you don't have to look at a guide because that shit just happens. I don't know how they did Halo Infinite. That shit just happens organically. Like the battles just happen organically. And
Okay,
if you know,
he's starting to sound like Jim Ryan when you say organically.
well, I don't mean to sound like that asshole.
No,
but
I'm just kidding, man.
yeah. But you know,
Nah,
like you can't plan out you cannot plan out a battle in Halo Infinite in the campaign. That shit just fucking happens. You can either use your grappler hook and use verticality and just peck the Covenant off, or you could go in gunning and blazing and get killed. There's like a strategy to that shit. So every game is almost different. So you kind of can't say that all of these games are the same. There is some differences to these games. Like the Assassin's Creed games, there's a little bit of strategy there. So I think gaming is in a great place, guys. I don't know why everybody is so just pissed off and they're miserable and game is in a
this
bad
goes for
place.
any product, and I've been saying this before too. If it's not games, Xbox versus PlayStation versus Nintendo versus PC, it's going to be iPhone versus Android. It's going to be Ford against Chevy. It's going to be this, and it's never ending. It's just going to continue on. It was here before us, during us, and after us.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. And the fact that Halo Infinite, I tell everybody they're shocked, man. I know 100 gonna kick me off this podcast. Halo Infinite was the first Halo I finished. Just because the story was like it was just about Master Chief. Master Chief had to beat these motherfuckers. You didn't have to deal with the pilot too much. It didn't get bogged down in a whole lot of story, and it was kind of made kind of like for a fucking novice like me. And maybe that's why I like it. I don't know. The grappling hook changes everything. I know some guys like Amazing Lucas tried to say a grappling hook. That's your big game. The grappling hook. The grappling hook changed everything.
How can Halo Infinite be good if you don't get a chance to be the pilot and walk around looking for batteries?
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I don't understand this. How is this going to be a potential game of the year game if I cannot, be Cortana and walk around in the Matrix and over there trying to do jigsaw puzzles and shit?
Or be Peter Parker and have to find Mary Jane sneakers or some shit. It's deep now, man. It's really deep.
You're gonna have Peter Parker next to the game. They're gonna have him at the fucking store buying the tampons and shit.
Oh hell no! Hell no! Hell no! Hell no!
Yeah, it's just so crazy, man. The game awards, all this nonsense. The $70 games, everybody's losing their mind. The fucking FTC trying to sue people. Like, wait, what woke you guys up? Where the hell were you when
FTC
Disney
just screwed up big time?
No, but they messed up. No, chick, they found out the FCC did not try to sue Microsoft. It was a chick that was lying part of the FCC.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was the FTC came out yesterday, said we did not file nothing against Microsoft.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was a girl named something Kahn.
Oh, that lady?
Yeah. She Linda Kahn.
Yeah.
She was going around. She was going. Said no. The EU said we did not make any comments. To regulators about the ZeniMax deal.
Well, FTC means that East.
No, but what's her name? Kahn. Where's it? Lina Kahn. She works for the FTC.
Yeah, so she was going back and telling the EU shit that wasn't true.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what's crazy? Hold on, you know what's crazy? I just told Bone I was watching it on MSNBC News, and they was talking about it. They was saying that, for them to sue, they would have to build up a case on that. They can't just outright sue. Microsoft actually could have just outright and just bought the company and say, fuck all of y'all. They were saying that because they were interviewing people that worked at the stock market and stuff like that. So they were saying that. They were breaking that whole thing down. Like, actually, it's funny how that they're saying that, well, having all these problems and stuff like this come about, talking about making it hard for Microsoft when it's only Sony is the only one that's doing that. Because another factor that they did not add into this, a major factor was Nintendo, and Nintendo didn't have no complaint about it. So they have a strong complaint because they were trying to figure out why the fuck is this shit still going on.
Yeah, Microsoft could do that, but they don't want to pay the fines. That's the thing. Like it's not expensive now, but it adds up, and they're $1 trillion company, and the way they keep their money is not having it go out the door just because of fines for shit that they could easily get around with. Because think about it, like it's the only like if they really didn't give a fuck, yes, they could just pay the fine every time, and it would have been did what they did. But the thing is, it also like you have to pay the fine to each region. You gotta pay it for the FTC. You gotta pay it for the EU. You gotta pay it for Saudi Arabia, whoever else. If they just wanted to say fuck y'all and we just we'll do it, and then now you gotta pay all these damn fines when you sell your products there.
Right, because they were saying they were surprised that Microsoft was going this route. It's like I don't understand why this is still a thing, and what is it that Sony is doing? It's like for the FTC to even sue, they have to build up some type of strong evidence and case, and they were saying they don't see that happening at all.
Well,
That's
because
they don't see that. The EU and all of them, they were talking about all of them. Like, yo, they don't have a bone in this fight. They can't stop
everybody outside the FTC is like, we good.
Yeah.
What
you call it? What do you call that? I forgot my train of thought. Here you go.
It's just so weird watching this whole gaming shit unfold this last year. Like the FTC, all where the fuck were you guys at when Disney bought Fox? And I said that was a bad fucking idea. It was a bad. I know everybody was celebrating, yay, Disney's going to get the X-Men. I'm like, yeah, and they're also going to get rid of Fox Searchlight Pictures. There's going to be no more independent films. So yippee, you just fucking made cinema dumber. Thank you. Nobody was there to stop fucking Discovery from merging with Warner Brothers. That's been a fucking clusterfuck of epic proportions. Like, so I don't understand.
Discovery used to be so good too.
Yeah, because like right now, Fox it exists, but it only exists in Hulu. Like that's where all their content comes from. Is all them damn Fox studios.
Well, what it is with Fox is that it was certain thing. Owner of Fox just wanted to be a streaming news service. They still own some of the stuff that they own. They only sold what the fuck they didn't want. That's all that was. They sold as they would consider the fact. They just got rid of the shit that they didn't want. And because some of the other channels that they got, it has something to do with news or these old black and white movies.
They kept their news, and I guess they end up had to sit on their I guess they end up sitting on their sports channels because they actually was gonna give that to them too, and they couldn't
give it to them because of the monopoly.
They said no. He said.
Right, but that was never. I was telling Bone last time. The sports joint was never in the deal.
Yeah, no. Fox Sports.
You look it up, it'll tell you that they never had that in the deal.
Yeah, but they didn't want it.
No, they told
Disney
them
never wanted it.
No, they were telling Disney to sell it.
No. I know. No, that's what I'm saying, Bone. Like, yo, remember last time you look it up, I told you that it was never part of the deal. It tells you exactly what was part of the deal and what was not part of the deal. They was never going to accept that sports joint. That was never part of it. I was like, damn, they ain't never want that shit anyway. They didn't want it. Like, the fuck we gonna do it? And we already got one. That doesn't make sense. Make that make sense.
This shit is you can't make sense of any of this. And then in the interwebs and here in the community, you got guys like the amazing Lucas continuing to scream about how great Sony is. I'm like, yo, how are they great when they run into Brazil? They run into Great Britain. They run into motherfucking villages in the fucking Pitcairn Islands to try to stop this deal. It's not fair. Hold on. Microsoft is creating an environment where companies can't compete. Wait. Hold on, stop. Isn't that what Sony did by fucking making sure that you guys can't play Final Fantasy VII Remake? Isn't that what Sony did by locking a character behind a goddamn paywall? You guys cannot touch Spider-Man. The PC guys cannot touch Spider-Man. You can't fucking touch him. We grew up with Spider-Man back in the 70s before he got popular again, okay? But tech, you can't touch him unless you buy a PlayStation. isn't that unfair to fucking Nintendo and Microsoft?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I just living in a
Hold on.
fucking bizarre world?
Hey, wait a minute. Amazing Lucas. I thought you. Okay, yeah, that's right. Amazing Lucas. That's the one that be sniffing cocaine off of fat people belly.
Yeah, that's the dude who, as he was watching
Yeah,
it,
that's who that is. I know
I
you're
did,
talking about now.
I did see a fraction of some shit on YouTube. I didn't watch the
Yeah,
show,
he
but I
do
saw a fraction of
steroids.
it.
He
He
lick steroids off of
he,
fat people navels. That's what he
yo,
does.
yo, guys, this dude was gassed as they was announcing Game of the Year. He was like, "Yes, I can't wait."
Dude, he
As
makes
soon
I
as
seen
they
that.
announced,
I seen
as
that.
soon as they announced Elden Ring, this dude just dropped his mic and left off screen. He couldn't believe it. Uh, they just continually own themselves time and time again. It's just crazy. But I mean, Sony, this is what they've been doing this shit for years. And now in 2022, y'all don't want to play the game? How does that work?
Hey, E-Rock, why don't you Microsoft? Why don't y'all compete? Why y'all not competing? Why y'all not competing? When you hear the boss of Microsoft say, "Well, let's compete,"
Xbox
you
needs to
know what?
compete.
They had to. I'm thinking here like how diabolical for them to say that. They must have had that car in their back pocket waiting for the day to say that shit. And I know Satya and the guy's like, no. Let me say this shit, Phil. You good?
It flipped. As Unlimited Production says, Xbox did everything they asked for. They got more power. They bought they just didn't buy studios. They bought entire publishers. Now everybody's no, stop. We didn't mean for you to do that. We just
No,
like
they get upset a lot more because it's an entire publisher. God, how can I put this? It's fair game when it's studios because it's studios. It's one single entity, right?
mhm.
But when they purchase the entire house, right, with all the studios in it, oh no, that's hands off. You're not supposed to do that. They hate that.
But the thing is, the publishers went to Xbox, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure Tech had this been 2002 or 1997, if the publisher had went to PlayStation, they would have had the money then because PlayStation was a lot bigger back then. It's not Xbox's fault that Sony's this little tiny company now, just basically surviving up on the PlayStation brand. It's not Microsoft's fault that they doubled down on some shit called Azure servers and this ridiculous gamble called Game Pass, and that shit paid off. Like even I was questioning the logic of Phil Spencer, but then like he made a liar out of me and made that company profitable. It was already profitable, but he made it more profitable. And even more shocking, it's not Xbox's fault that Microsoft and Satya Nadella got on board and said, "Yeah, okay, we'll give you $80 billion to buy fucking ZeniMax." It's not Xbox's fault that business is happening. No,
and someone had to do it first.
Thank you,
was Microsoft. And now
Thank
everybody's
you,
thrown back like, oh no, big bad Microsoft is doing this.
Thank you, Tech. Thank you. I don't know who Discovery is. I hate that they bought Warner Brothers because I love Warner Brothers. That's my company. They're the only ones.
Discovery's all the what you call the channels, like Discovery, all them channels. What's called it bought them because they're it's not going to be HBO Max no more. It's just going to be called Max.
Just called Max.
It's all going to come into one.
Does anybody else get HBO free with their
talking about? It's already called Max. Look up who owned Discovery. Look up who owned Discovery. Watch what happened. look up who owned Discovery. You gonna be like, what? Yeah, they knew what they was doing. They knew what they was doing.
Warner Brothers was already confused. Now they got new bosses in charge, so ain't no telling what the fuck's going to happen. Like they just they just canceling everything. Wonder Woman gone. Henry Cavill gone. This person gone. But yet, fucking Disney. Listen, we know Indiana Jones is 900 years old, but we put him back out there. We don't give a fuck if y'all like it.
Care, man. Harrison Ford's like, I'll go do another one. I don't care.
Like, dude, he looks tired in the fucking trailer. The CGI looks tired. Like,
I think Warner Brothers should have did with the movies that they made instead of canceling them. They should have had the movies inside the streaming service for it to see how well they'll do. And if it does very well, then bring a part 2 or 3 or 4 into the big screen. The problem with it is, even with Black Adam, hold up. The problem with it is with Black Adam and all that stuff like that. People still understand. People mindset is still fucked up off of the pandemic. A lot of people are still not going to go to no goddamn movie. That shit is embedded in their fucking brain. Somebody called. Oh shit! I seen this shit today. Somebody called. This lady down there broke her goddamn neck in a damn push cart buggy out there in Whiteyland and Walmart just because somebody had called. Like, yo, this mind is stuck in people's mind.
Livewire, you sounding like a business person. Warner Brothers Prime Directive should be HBO fucking Max. Look at Netflix. Netflix is like, maybe we'll put a movie in a movie theater, maybe we won't. But you're gonna pay and you're gonna watch Wendell and Wild. You're gonna watch A Boy Named Santa. You're gonna watch all of that shit because we're fucking Netflix. Like, look, I'm jealous of Netflix. I wish I'd have thought of that shit. A fucking streaming service, Livewire, and you ain't got to leave the damn house.
Hold up, the realist. You must have just looked it up. See what I told you? That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. A lot of people don't know that. You look it up, you like, what? Yeah,
Warner
that shit
Brothers
crazy.
Discovery. That's why I said it's in the turn Max.
Yeah, Warner Brother, Warner Brother owned Discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And who you think still own Warner Brother? Yeah, the rabbit hole goes real deep.
Shit crazy. Shit is just wild. It's looking like the only stable company left now is fucking Apple and Microsoft. They the only company where you can kind of see some stability there. Like Phil Spencer been there since what 2009 or some shit, and Sony that had 1,700 motherfucking managers since then.
I think Phil was there since the fucking 80s.
He
was like an intern or some shit like that back in the day.
He was an intern in
he was an intern at Microsoft. He was an
intern, I think, in the late 90s.
He had a generational fucking job.
He's been through it all.
He moved up. Yeah, he moved up.
Wow. And they're doing what big companies do. They make stable moves. They don't make shit. It ain't been that panic era like back in 2000. Was it 2016 or 17 when it was the double blow of Fable Legends getting canceled, and I think it was Scalebound, and we never heard the end of that shit. We never heard the end of this game.
I told Fable Legends. I had Fable Legends. I couldn't talk about it because they NDA'd my ass. That piece of shit. That shit was Evolve before Evolve came out.
But you know what?
That was no Fable. It wasn't no Fable. I couldn't talk about it on my channel because they NDA'd my ass. Yeah. So
it had hints of what Fable used to be though. So there was something there they could have worked off of.
It's like somebody the boss, you know, and ain't you might want a real traditional Fable game.
I get why he canceled it.
Yeah, they don't want none of this because nobody was. And the feedback was like, man, you just one dude sitting there kind of. It's Evolve. That's what it is. The game Evolved. That's what Fable Legends. That's what it was.
They just didn't cancel the game. They disbanded the studio too. 100.
Yeah.
Lionhead is gone.
Yeah, and Scalebound. Hey, go ask them motherfuckers that was playing Peter with Paul.
What Limited said. He's like, interviewers still ask Phil Spencer about Scalebound to this day, 5 years later. Hell, they still talk about the DRMs from the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. They won't shut up about it.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Microsoft said they're gonna put DRM or D, whatever that crap is, that policy? And I'm like, yeah, but that was last generation. So what? It's over.
The whole console infrastructure had been changed. They still talking about that.
Yeah, they still talking about it.
They live in the past. That'd be like a bunch of Warner Brothers guys sitting around talking about, hey man, remember how great things was when the Dark Knight came out? Man, the Dark Knight. Y'all better get Man of Steel 2 out. What the fuck are y'all waiting on? The Dark Knight happened a decade ago. Like, yo, the PlayStation guys live in the past.
That's like Cowboys fans still rooting about the 90s. Like, hey, remember the 90s? Remember, we still a dynasty, right? I'm like, dude, that was best.
You know what I mean? Aikman jerseys on and shit. Like, man.
Wow, the thing brought up a real good point. You're right. What about Gran Turismo DRM? No one talks about that. No one talks about none of the DRM that Sony had in their game.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about it.
I said this before, and I tell the bonus. I said, yo, think about it. If Microsoft was on top last generation, I don't think Sony would have survived at all.
No.
That console, I'm sorry.
No, Flip. I came to the conclusion because I've been following this shit a long time. Me and he about Unlimited Production. They kind of got a free pass at E3 2013. Like that shit was somebody's to fucking lose and fail, but we had no idea the media was gonna make such a big deal about. First of all, DRM and Microsoft learned a lesson. Tech guys about going out first. With Sony, you never go out first.
I was all for it. That's the thing.
I'm gonna put it this way.
But what does Sony do?
DRM is damn near everything. If you go buy a CD, if you go buy a Blu-ray, it's DRM in it. So I don't know why people was complaining. And then with Sony ended up coming around, they put DRM in their games now. So like I say, they let the people that don't know what they're talking about. Damn near everything we got electronic got some type of DRM.
Well, Mr. 100, you know that because you have a functioning brain. Everybody else doesn't. They don't know that your cable box, if you got Comcast, your iPhone, everything has digital rights management in it. And digital rights management is actually to protect your ass. But that was a big, they're taking away. They're this. PlayStation wanted to stay in the past, but what really got them over, guys, was one simple fucking word. What was it? Was it $3.99? Yeah, $3.99 or $4.90. What was it? $3.99?
And they changed
That's what
it
got
at the
them
last
over.
minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, guys, Tech, guys, Flip. It's the same trick they did with the Dreamcast and with the Saturn. They come out second, and then bless you, and they announce a lower price. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that I'm not glad that E3 is going because that was our Super Bowl. But Microsoft finally learned to not let people go first. You got to get out in front of these companies, which is what Warner Brothers doesn't do. You got to get out.
You're right. Microsoft go first every year now. They've been going first. Yeah. They go first.
My dude.
They go first every year.
We'll see now they can afford to go first.
Now they're the only ones that go.
Yeah, they was going what you call it? Because you got to understand, they had it. They changed the name where they had the little wars. They had their own. They had a little spot because they had a spot. Which probably had to go. Sony had to wait because they were trying to make it a movie thing. They wanted to go to the Chinese Man Theater or the little small theater. Remember when the people was all there getting lost and shit and all that other bullshit. They had an orchestra like, oh, look at the sound. That sounds so beautiful. I don't give a fuck about that horn. I want to look at the fucking game. I don't fuck about him playing. But like I say, E3 is an experience. I tell people they need to experience.
Oh, you're right about that.
Because it's like people, like I say, it ain't you see if you see a little console where you'll see a person got a PlayStation crossed out on their back. You might see an Xbox crossed out, but ain't nobody coming to blow. Ain't nobody talking shit. So, like I said, I'm at E3 next year. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. So it's coming back next year.
Yep.
Wow.
Got a game and everything. Yeah. So I told people don't let nobody E3 and don't let these. You know one reason that they didn't like E3 public, like open to the public at first, or the public can buy tickets. Is these punk ass want to be journalists, YouTuber, podcasters. They get mad because we can do their job now.
Yep.
We can go up to the developer and talk to the developer and tell him what's going on. We can go talk to people like what's going on. You know, how you doing? How you gaming? You can go find that indie developer. You know what I'm saying? We go find, Ninja Theory and talk to Ninja Theory and do an interview. No regular, we can do that now. See, and they mad. That's why they don't want regular people there. Like, oh, honey, you doing here? What you doing here? You ain't doing nothing. You don't know nobody. Yeah, you know this person? Yeah, I do.
And you guys will probably ask the developer more intelligent and thought out questions than fucking Ryan McCaffrey sitting with Phil Spencer saying, well, hey, what about that PlayStation 4? It's a beast, huh? I would have fired him that fucking day if I was IGN. But somehow these entitled guys keep the job.
The thing about it is with IGN
are ponies.
They
whole IGN site is ponies.
That whole that whole place over there, Sony, it's Sony everything.
Yup.
When they
Pay
Sony
attention to the
TV,
background of IGN. If you think about it, Eva, pay attention to the background. Them TVs are Sony TVs.
Sony teams, they Sony TVs, they gave them PlayStation.
IGN, yeah, they always been not to cut your bone, but you know, one of the homies and stuff that I know, I used to watch it just to watch video game, like the rest of us. We all used to sit there and watch these shows just to see what game was coming out, or what game was coming out on whatever console. I never knew till like I boning them all. To one of my homies told me like, "Yo, they biased. They don't like Microsoft." I'm like, "What?" Never knew it. Never even thought about it. I had an IGN app on the 360. Didn't know that these motherfuckers was biased. I remember all the little slick shit after my eyes was open that they used to say through jabs at Microsoft. Hope this console don't do a red ring.
We don't mind you having a favorite console or a favorite company. We all do. But if I'm being paid to interview Disney, as much as I hate Disney, I'm not going to take jabs at them. I'm going to do my job that I'm being paid for.
Right.
So if
you can't be biased.
Thank you. That's all.
You can't be biased.
It's no integrity.
I hope they lose their job. Fuck them. I said it. I say that shit like I tell it all the time. Fuck IGN, tattoo, people with the burritos, all them motherfuckers. Fuck all y'all. I hope y'all lose your job. Because people like y'all are the one that interfere with other gaming, with other people's jobs and stuff like that. You say all this shit like, why would you say that I'm saying that you don't want them to work? Well, did they think about that when they was giving bad reviews on some of them games that Microsoft had to convince people not to go buy that? What about the people that did all them hours and time and work to make Quantum Break, Rise to the Rome, whatever the other game that came out? How come we ain't get a part 2, 3, and 4? Right? Why? Because of y'all. So fuck y'all. If y'all bold enough to sit up here and talk and give bad reviews on people and that do all this hard work and effort to make these games and stuff like that, fuck you. You need your job. You need to be lost too. Then that's how I see it. I believe an eye for an eye.
You're right. I'm sure IGN, all them guys over there in the office in San Francisco, because they're all liberal as hell over there. They probably praying that their company don't get bought by Comcast, because Comcast got rid of G4 TV quick as shit.
No, they got a parent company. I forgot what it is. They got a parent company.
Okay.
IGN do got a parent company. They don't sit on their own.
Comcast.
I see a lot of people. See now, I'm gonna put it this way. I told my boy this the other day. I told my cousin this the other day. I said, us YouTubers, gaming YouTubers, made this podcast shit cracking. I know it's probably some other stuff out here, but we got it cracking. Now everybody got a podcast. You got sports podcasts. You got Little House on Your Prairie podcasts. You got the Hide Your Kids. From the stranger over there at PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Like that. They don't talk about that. Remember the dude over there at PlayStation over there got caught with the kid? You see, they went away.
Oh, yeah, they hushed that up real fast.
They went away. They ain't talk about the pedophile ass. That went straight away.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that dude. It was over the PlayStation executive that was trying to get some booty, some boy butt.
Oh yeah. No. You talking about other? Hold on, La. You're talking about other Zeke friend, my man with the popsicle, the cold ass popsicle in his back pocket. That's who you talking about.
That white boy. That white boy thought he was Woolworth and had Young Boy's underwear half off. They hushed that shit real fast.
He said, "Hey, you want a PS5, right?" He was like, "Yeah, I want a PS5." He said, "Oh well, hey, I work for Sony. I can get you a PS5." And then my man was like, "All right, so we caught you on Catch the Predator." He was like, "Oh shit, I thought this show went off the air. What the fuck?"
You mean when he tried to run back in his house? He said, "Hey, live." That motherfucker was like, "I got some popsicle." I'm like, what?
Didn't they know something was up when this nigga drove home in an ice cream truck? They should have put two and two together. like what's wrong with this motherfucker? But yeah, they hushed that shit up real fast.
Mm-hmm.
They focus on what they want to focus on. DRM,
Sony.
fucking
But if
sales.
Microsoft has somebody in there, you saw this executive Microsoft guy. So it's over here messing
Oh
with
shit,
kids.
man! That
Oh
shit
man,
crazy.
somebody need to go get the country.
Well, I mean,
Phil
they
needs to
already
lose.
attack
Phil needs to
everybody when
lose his
somebody
job.
leaves.
That's what I'm saying. They
media,
would have
you know?
definitely they would have blamed Phil. How would
Mhm.
Phil possibly let this person work at Microsoft
Do
without
they do background checks? Did they check on him?
like
Almost every
Phil's in charge of HR?
Yeah.
almost every fucking interview. So guys, I'm Phil Spencer, and I want to talk about Halo Infinite. Phil, what about the rapist in your company? That's all they be focusing on. Inside
What?
Edition, fucking.
Bro.
They bring back the Maury Povich show. Every fucking.
They would have treated that nigga like he was Kyrie and he was watching that fucking video and shit. They would have treated Phil just like that. Like, so yeah, fuck all that. Well, whatever game you trying to promote. Let's talk about this pedophile that works at your job. Like, well, he's been fired. He's been fired and let go, and where lawyers are looking at that. So anyway, back to the game. We're like, yeah, that's all well and good, but did anybody notice anything funny that when you can't bring your kids to work day? Well, my kids are old.
We got this great
older.
service in Game Pass that gives more choices to everybody. But sounds great, right?
Yeah, but what about that booty bandit though?
He was like, what about pets? What about pets? Did anybody seem like a little bit, any of their pets seem a little jittery after coming from his workstation?
Any flags?
Like dogs weren't walking straight or something going on. What do you think, Phil? You have any words? Like, what the fuck?
Yo, why you sound like one of them motherfuckers though?
That's how they come at it.
What the fuck is wrong with Loudwire?
They come at it with crazy shit. People outside the media, people inside the media, people supposed to be representing Xbox. They asked one of the black dudes supposed to represent Xbox. So what's your most anticipated game of 2023? Well, I don't really know, but I'm gassed to play Spider-Man. Like, that's not what the fuck he asked you. He asked you what's your most anticipated Xbox game of 2023. Like, these dudes.
They were like, Phil Spencer, we need you to apologize for the fact that this guy was a pedophile at your job. Okay.
Did he play with your soul?
Feel like what guy you're talking about? Shit. Somebody in his ear, like, no, that was the PlayStation guy. Anyway, though, Phil. So when we gonna see the performance booths in the Xbox Series X? Like, what? Hold on, wait a minute. So we just gonna run over the question you just asked me that happened to something to a Sony guy? What? It's funny.
And Jim Ryan gonna drive past Microsoft while fucking Phil getting an interview about some bullshit about this pedophile thing. Be like, damn, that's fucked up, Phil. Anyway, I'm about to. I'll see you later. Toot.
No, Live. This is what you're going to see. You're going to see Jim Ryan driving by with a blow up dial and his car talking, hey, what's up, Phil? With sunglasses on, with shots speed on by. Like, wait a minute.
That nigga Jim Ryan drive by bumping R. Kelly and shit.
Jim Ryan driving by coked up.
I think Jim Ryan gonna have. I'm telling you, Jim Ryan gonna have a mannequin in his pickup truck with a VR helmet on.
Look at all they last people. They had what was that? It was what was that? You got Jim Ryan and you had Sean Layton come on that stage behind the kite like he just sniffed some out of a woman's butt. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Now how you doing?" He ain't have
a lot of coke, a little bit of coke. How much coke?
A lot of coke. No,
you know
what I'm saying? Like they partied him and the boys until he got caught. He got caught. Yeah, he got caught, and Jim Ryan fucked around him and gave that motherfucker that nigga that cool.
Said party all the time. Party all the time.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Bone, look. They asked them ponies like, yo, man, what about them pony that Flip talk about that was beating his dick to the PlayStation 5 and stuff? Oh man, that wasn't nothing, man. He just wanted a different color, that's all. What? Yo, I'm telling you, yo.
It's always something.
Ponies out here, it's crazy. Now that damage control at its best. Like, no, he just wanted another color.
They're weird. They're weird cult. They're a weird cult. Remember the dude from Bangladesh who fucking took a picture of his patient while he was working at his office and shit. Tweeted that he adopted PlayStation. Like, oh
Why?
wow,
Why? I do remember that. Why did he? Why?
Funny, man.
Yo, because my man just like that's when Console Warren at his fight. Like you just lost all common sense. You was like, yo, I'm gonna just do this shit. Fuck all the shit I learned in medical school and all the HIPAA rules and shit. Nah, fuck that, man. I'm about to like shit. I'm surprised he ain't take his mask off and take his picture with the motherfucker. Like, god damn.
And he tried to apologize left and right. Like, dude, nobody's buying it. Okay.
And like, yo, that was some dumb shit, man. You act like a fucking child. Like that's the shit kids used to do when they be like, oh, you ain't got this game. What? I ain't got this game. You bring it to school and then you be like, I'm gonna just leave it in my locker. Motherfucker steal that shit. That's the only reason why they tell you that you ain't got that shit. You ain't got that game, and then they try to plot the whole day. How we gonna steal this shit?
And that dude went right back to talking shit like 2 days later. I don't get down. They don't. Them PlayStation fanboys. They don't eat. They don't sleep. They don't take a shit. They don't go outside. They don't get any sun. They don't believe it.
I'm listening right now, and once it's over, he's gonna schedule all his tweets throughout the night. I'm gonna have it scheduled. Just time it just right.
Mm-hmm.
I tell him, hey, you can tag me all you want. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I know how to ignore you. See, I don't have to say nothing to you. That's how I catch them. See, I start ignoring them. Then they'll come in. Oh, this person did this to you. This person did this. Well, is that I ain't know that motherfucker was still alive. I don't care.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like that one guy that I get comments all the time on my videos. He's just like constantly commenting, just saying stupid crap. I'm like, dude, you're obsessed with me or what?
Well, they say some nasty stuff now. What's called a YouTube. That's what happened to the realest. YouTube will throw them in the motherfucking kitty zone, in the box, in the penalty box. So when they come on there, they got to say, "Oh, I'm an Xbox guy, but I love y'all show."
What?
I got one. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm a PlayStation guy, but I love y'all show.
Oh, okay.
It's a guy.
Hey, Live, who the dude you be that be talking real? They be coming up with them fake ass charts and shit, and you be laughing at them. I swear, Live just pick with him just to pick with him on Twitter. Some dude
you talking
he
about
just
the Red Dragon or
was
somebody else?
Nah, it was
Red
somebody
Dragon. There's a couple. I don't be knowing their names and shit like that. I just be laughing at. Like King Thrasher will pick up some of his shit.
He's still around.
Man,
King Thrasher, he a diehard pony. He ain't gonna never, he's never gonna yield. He gonna be pony for life.
I still gotta see. I gotta steal that Fortune 500 job that he got in marketing. All of them marketing.
He overdosed on butt booty juice last week though. He said he was all right.
They're all marketing majors. Mm-hmm. They're all corporate lawyers. They have educations that you
like
can't
Jabari.
believe.
Yeah. Okay, that's his name, Jabari. I'm about to say who was the fool? Because then on that Facebook joint, they was clowning the fuck out of him, dressed up like the Joker. Why the fuck this dude think he worked for Sony? He said, "No, I talked to who was
He said he has a direct line to Yoshida. That was one of his tweets years ago. I have a direct line to Yoshida.
He has a red phone. It just goes directly to Yoshida.
I'm trying to think. It was somebody else. Oh no, what's the guy that left on Sony? What's his name? Jack Trenton. He was lying to talking about he talked to Jack Trenton and stuff, and he know all the moves and stuff that's going on with the PlayStation 4. Was a lie. Yo, this is the thing I don't understand. Why would you lie like that? When somebody can pull your cards.
Man.
Are you that disconnected of reality?
Mm-hmm.
It's psychotic behavior. Listen, who gets up at 6 a.m. in the morning and is on Twitter talking about Xbox, not their own platform or how their own platform is doing? They talk about Xbox morning, noon, and night.
No, we're talking about 4:30 in the morning. We're talking about 4:30 in the morning because sometimes I'll be up and I just like say I'm watching. I got into this TV show called Millions, and I was watching, and I just scrolled through my little on Twitter on my phone, and they added. I'm like, y'all ain't been asleep.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
You
Like
been up.
they constantly talk about Xbox and Phil Spencer. Like, bro, like if you look at like their timelines, whether that's their thread or if they doing YouTube videos, it's always Xbox and Phil Spencer. Like I swear these motherfuckers just think about Phil Spencer's meat in their mouth all the time because they constantly say that nigga name like
You can say
all the
it.
time.
You can say it. They want to suck Phil Spencer dick.
Like
Xbox Slim.
they always it's well you could be talking about freaking I'm loving freaking Callisto Protocol. Well, you're telling Phil Spencer to get you more games. What the fuck? I'm playing Callisto Protocol. But it's not a first party game. That's a multiplayer. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this nonsense that you're talking right now? So I'm not allowed to play anything but first party games because you didn't have any all year. But like, I played plenty of games, but they weren't first party games. I just played Pentiment. No,
That sounds about
no.
right.
That's
That
not
sounds
a
about
game.
right.
That's not a game though. See
Be
your
like
first
that. Be like
your first
that's trash. I'm like, bro, what am I? All right, you don't like it, and guess what? Guess what?
Mm.
The woman you married, not interested.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that supposed to mean to me? Like, do I have to care about your wife because you do? No, you married the bitch, not me.
you will not. You will not. I wish I could save Livewire some brain cells. You will not figure them out. It's not meant for you to figure them out. It's not meant for
Nah,
Tech 100 Flip to figure them out. It's Stockholm syndrome. It's cult
ain't
mentality. It's some shit we ain't never seen before. They will never stop. They won't eat. They won't sleep. They will never fucking stop. Xbox lives rent free in their fucking head, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Prove me wrong. They'll get on God of War, right? And as they're playing God of War, they'll talk about Xbox. They'll watch they'll watch the PlayStation Awards, but as they're watching it, what's the first thing that the amazing Lucas did as he was watching the PlayStation reveal? Man, I feel bad for you, Xbox. What the fuck do the Xbox have to do with you watching the PlayStation reveal? Like what I don't understand.
Yeah, that's how it is.
This is on some different shit. And if you guys think this is recent, it's not, because Solid Rev called this shit out back in 2011 when he did a video about this game called Crisis 2, and he asked the PlayStation community, "What is it about that Japanese box that is driven y'all crazy?" I've never seen.
but see, that's the thing that kills me. Like, to me, them saying stuff like that is like, a gay guy saying, "Oh man, look at all these dicks, man. I feel bad for these heteros." Like, what the fuck? Like, like, nigga, I don't care. Look, enjoy what you enjoy, but bro,
Everybody's better.
nah, son, nah. If you're not getting dicks, well, you don't know.
You're missing out.
I don't want to know.
You're missing out.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you getting the dicks that you want. I'm just saying, have at it, enjoy. I'm good. No.
But you need to try it. You need to try it.
He even said it like Jabari Clark would say it, with a lisp. That's how you motherfuckers talk. But like, day and night, Livewire, day and night. This is all they fucking. I got off of Twitter like 4 or 5 years ago. I couldn't. I lost. I refuse to lose any more brain cells having a conversation.
Are you still off of it?
They toss and turn
Twitter?
and they twist.
Yeah,
man. Like it's no.
That's why you never answer me.
Oh, my bad, man.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing, man.
Oh yeah.
I don't never talk on there most of the time. If I'm talking to somebody, it's like if somebody's hitting me up like on the DM or they put me in something like, "Hey, you see this? See that?" I answer back now if I'm bored, like I'm gonna be bored on Monday. I might catch a pony. It's one pony I got to beat up every once a month, and I ain't giving this ass whooping yet.
Round them up.
And beat their ass and don't be bored. But that's
And they are legion. They are legion. King Thrash, Jabari Clark. I've never seen that. They are all on the same. Dr. PlayStation. They are all on the same
Oh, I
mission.
never heard that one before.
You know what?
Dr. PlayStation.
Now that you say that,
That's
it's
some wild
crazy
shit,
that
Dr. PlayStation. Shit.
Oh, that's a dude's
hold up.
good.
It's more
Oh, okay,
PlayStation
okay.
guys on the internet than it is Xbox guys. So that tells you right there, like,
Well, they
so
got
this
it
is what y'all
synchronized.
do. Y'all don't
There's
play
somebody
video
in every
games.
time zone.
Nah, but they've been on because you got to remember a lot of these PlayStation guys that jumped on the internet came on during the PS3 era where they really didn't have shit to play.
They got their
So they
asses
was
kicked.
so they was out there wilding on the internet trying to fight Xbox articles and
Fight you.
all that IG when IGN was all Xbox and all that shit. They was out
Trying to
there
fight
fighting that
Major
shit.
Nelson. Trying to fight you.
So like when Game Over Greggy and all them was like it was like, yo, it's our time, blah blah blah. You know, they meant that shit. They
That's
got tired of
exactly.
You
they
seen
got
it too
tired
when
of
he
the
flipped over
Xbox
that
women.
goddamn desk and started doing a cartwheel when they revealed that
Yeah.
shit.
That's
That's
when they
exactly
went
what
hard
Shit
on
happened.
crazy.
that propaganda campaign, you know, the
They
whole smear Xbox shit.
they got their asses handed to them during the Xbox 360 era, and they never lived that shit down. So with the Xbox
Hey,
One generation, they kind of got their revenge. They kind of got their revenge, and they didn't think that Xbox was going to come back swinging like this generation. They did not think that
but
Xbox
Eli,
was going
we
to.
didn't hold on, but we didn't do nothing to them on it. The 360 generation. Nobody
Yes, we
wasn't
did.
up on that thing. What we
Yeah,
do? Because the
yes, we
Xbox
did.
was successful.
Well, no, they did it to themselves, actually. Well, you guys, you do know that when PlayStation 3 comes out, it's going to be the end of the Xbox 360. Well, you guys do know that when, what the fuck was it? What the hell was that game? Fucking something, the Rise of Man. When that game comes out, they're going to forget about Gears of War. They did it to themselves.
Resistant,
Oh,
Thank
resistant
you,
fallen man.
Resistance. Resistance to
Yeah,
Fall of Man. They did it to themselves. Well, you do know that uh, when Uncharted comes out, it's going to be the end for Xbox. They did it to themselves. And so when Xbox didn't die and Xbox was successful,
and their online was free. Oh,
thank you.
and they wouldn't
Thank
shut
you.
up.
They didn't know how to deal with that shit. They got their fucking ass kicked. Especially with Major Nelson coming out and saying shit like,
Pothead
well,
Gamer, what's up?
Major Nelson debunking shit. They never lived that shit down. Not to mention that almost every multi-plat was better on the Xbox 360 for some reason. Like they never lived that shit down. So
They still talk about the red ring. Like, remember the red ring? Oh, remember that? I'm like, oh,
yeah, because they need something to point to, and it's always some shit that happened in the past. And so we did not know that this toxic generation of PlayStation fans was coming up, like Jabari Clark, Alex Escobar. We did not know these dudes was out there waiting for their revenge. And when they finally got it, that last generation, they was tickle pink. They didn't know how to react. They finally got a W. But they were not expected tech for Xbox to come back. It's hard. It's one thing to come out with a powerful ass system that's outperforming your system. It's one thing to come out with two powerful ass systems, one that's selling better than your system, but to come out and buy ZeniMax and Bethesda, that was kind of like they got kicked in the nuts with that one. That they couldn't recover from that one. But then when Xbox went and bought fucking Activision, it was like, yo, this shit's over. This shit's over. So now they're just on the defense about every fuck. So they actually need for God of War to win Best Voice Actor because it means something to them. It does.
I'm
It
sorry,
does.
but it sounds funny though. God
It
who won best voice actor, like what?
boy.
That means something. It means that this better than Xbox. It means something to them. Where you guys,
Validation, that's what they want. Validation is a motherfucker to
Sounds like
people.
a girl. Need that
Mhm.
validation.
We're not giving them validation.
Mhm.
We're not. I'm sorry. We back in the day, we said, okay, God of War look good. Okay. What the fuck you want me to do? I'm not stroking on Cradle's dick. Fuck that.
Boy, you better. Boy.
Then you have the current leadership, Jim Ryan, who just comes out and says that these bangers y'all been saying are so great. That listen, they're not so great. These bangers, we need Call of Duty. That's like a kind of like a slap in the face to them. That's kind of like a slap in the face to
Thank
the
you for
PlayStation.
saying that.
If
Thank you
these
for
if
saying
these
that.
if these
I'm glad you
exclusives
said that.
so great, so fantastic, why are you worried about Call of Duty?
They fucking fearless leader over there sucking dick, begging and shit. Like they Jodeci, baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, begging, baby. And it got that shit got to hurt. The wound got to be real deep to see
It,
him
it
begging.
is.
Gotcha, bitch.
You guys are all old heads here, and Tech is obviously an old head. It goes back to Atari.
Hey. Who
Well,
said
I've
what?
never, dude. It's nothing wrong being an old head. It's called
No, I know.
wisdom, right?
Yeah.
But like Tech, have you ever seen Sony one this transparent and this fucking scared? I have never seen this
No,
because the
watch
Sony that
it.
I was used to, you
Seen him
can't
what?
believe shit they say or show you because it's always a lie. These
Oh,
guys
right.
are like.
I can't watch that
These
shit.
guys are like, yo, we run out of money. We need Call of Duty. We cannot let this shit happen. I ain't never seen that like this before. Have you?
Uh-uh.
I never
No.
seen a company
They
fucking
should have
scared
supported
like
their
this.
Killzone games. They should have supported their Resistance. What's the other one? Well, there was another game that
SOCOM? Was it SOCOM?
SOCOM.
Yeah, they had SOCOM.
You know, all
That
these.
one good.
Haze is another one that
What
supposedly
was that other game that they got sued and they lied about?
Hayes supposed to be the Halo killer.
Yeah,
What was
that
that?
was the Halo killer.
What was that? No, but they had a couple. They had about
The fuck is
4
it?
shooters that was supposed to be Halo killer. Resistant, Fallen Man. They were talking about, oh
Scorpion?
man,
Who's
SOCOM
still around?
online
Who's
is
still
gonna
around?
kill it. What's that other game that they had
Holy
that came
shit.
out on a PlayStation 4 and people they got sued for it because in the campaign in the online mode wasn't 1080p or something like that. I think it was just the
That's Killzone.
campaign mode.
That's
That was
Killzone.
what?
Shadowfall.
Wow.
Shadowfall.
Yeah.
Okay, and there was another one in the three but all those were the 360 era when they said them game was supposed to destroy Halo.
Yeah,
I'm
Haze
seeing somebody
was
wrote in the
supposed to be
comment.
like the killer, like Halo.
I cannot
Destroyer.
think of them. It was quite a few shooters Sony had
They had
exclusive
quite a
on
few
their box.
shooters. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Hayes, like of course Hayes. They said that too with Hayes. And that shit was dog shit. I know I had a PlayStation 3 and it was not very pleasant.
Other Zinc said Mag.
Yup, Mag. Yup. I played that. Yo, Mag was the worst looking one though, other Zinc. That game looked horrible.
Now this one wasn't the one I'm about to name wasn't a shooter. It was more like a third person, but it was fun. I thought it was fun, but it was Warhawk. I don't know if you guys remember
Warhawk.
that one.
Yeah, I remember Warhawk. That's what
Yeah.
planes and shit, right?
Warhawk,
Yeah.
I give you that. Warhawk was fun. That was it.
Warhawk was fun. Yes.
It was fun. That was it. That's it. That was it. It wasn't really. It wasn't no graphically demanding game than none of that. It was just a fun game.
It was a fun game. You got tanks. You got vehicles, you got planes.
Hey, listen here.
Infantry.
A tech. It got that flag and that flower because it got buried, especially when the PlayStation got hacked.
Yep.
After that, that's when I stopped playing the PlayStation. I ain't played the PlayStation. I'm like, because I still had my PlayStation even when the zombie game came out. The queer sexual zombie game when that shit was coming out. I still had it. I got rid of all that shit. I think nah, because my account got hacked. And from that day on, I never nope, I would never buy another PlayStation.
Well,
and this
don't make your password 1 2 3 4, man.
Huh?
Don't make your password 1 2 3 4.
Oh shit. No, because the problem with it was Sony didn't tell people until like 2 to 3 weeks later.
Oh,
no
the
one
big hack that happened?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, I ain't buy this game. What the fuck?
Oh, what about the hacks back in 2011?
Yeah, no, not 2011. What? Yeah, it was 2000.
I was one
2011.
of them. I was one of them, and some folks didn't find out a year later that this should have been compromised.
Yeah, it was then. Yup. Thought it was. Yep. 2011. Yup. I was mad. I was like, what? I ain't even pay for this shit. I'm like, oh, and they wouldn't even refund me. One of the homies talking about they gave everybody. No, the fuck they didn't, because they did not give everybody refund everybody. Who the fuck told you that
they
bullshit?
gave me like $50. They give me $50 credit to buy
I
something.
ain't even get that shit. How the hell you gonna give people $50 credit for fucking damn near $200 worth of fucking game that they didn't even buy?
Yeah, they gave me
somebody hacked. Sony,
like I don't think my account may have been compromised, but I didn't see anything happen to my account. But they still gave me a $50 credit, and then they gave me like a year or two of credit monitoring. I'm like, oh, thanks.
No, they didn't give me nothing.
It
was digital games that I ain't even asked for. I was like, I don't want that. The fuck?
Yeah, it was Little Big Planet and something else. I remember because that's what the fuck I was offered. And I was one of the ones whose account was severely fucking compromised. So much that Experian and my old bank, it was Commerce, but now it's called TD. They had to get on that shit and pinpoint exactly when
I had to call Citizen Bank. I had to call Citizen Bank on them motherfucker. Like, yo, they not giving me back my money. They fought that shit too. Like, yo, they fighting that. Like, no, fuck that.
Thanks.
I ain't asked for that shit.
Experian named the fucking month this shit happened. March to April 2011. Yeah. Sony tried to tell the fucking federal government that no, nobody's fucking credit cards was fucking compromised. Lie.
Like you have. Lie.
But yeah, man, it's a whole bunch of shit happened with that company. Death Mobile was talking about the cell processor. That's how we got here, Death Mobile. IBM and Sony, the cell processor was a joint fucking venture, and Sony lost billions on that shit. Yep. I don't think you guys remember what Sony used to be. They used to be the fucking shit. Televisions, computers, Sony Vaio. Yeah. They used to be shit.
I always wanted one of their TVs, but they were too expensive.
Hey, E-Rock, y'all know what else that wasn't making money? And people think that it was. And I tell them, oh, if it was, then why is it still not relevant?
Yeah.
Every fucking handheld Sony kept bringing out. That shit was losing money faster than a motherfucker.
One of them
handheld was losing money.
Yeah, they was losing money, but I think the Vita kind of hung in there, but it was the cell processor that did them in because IBM, they just shook those billions of dollars of losses off like it was nothing. Sony couldn't. So that's why we're here today. Hebot will tell you this verbatim because he's followed this company for decades. They are not the company I would have never thought in a million years that Sony's main profit driver was PlayStation. That's fucking frightening. That's your main profit driver in a fucking
they got out of computers, man. They quit computers.
You're right, Chet. You're right. But isn't it scary that that's their main profit driver in a sector where Google's Stadia folded?
Yeah.
Like, goddamn.
Y'all know the PlayStation guy. What's the African dude's name, yo? They're always talking about Phil Spencer.
Oh God, it's another one.
No, not no. I don't know if it's Adi or Odie. One of those.
Wow, what did he say?
But he talking about Phil Spencer. I said, oh shit. You rather have them dick sucking lips for Spencer right now.
These guys don't stop. They don't take a rest. They don't stop.
Nah, man. Yo, shit, man. They think about that nigga dick 24/7. That shit is crazy, bro.
The only product right now that I have from Sony that's lasted me for a few years now is their earbuds. I have a nice set of earbuds by Sony, and they're working really good.
I'll tell you
their headphones are good, man. No doubt.
Yeah,
my brother-in-law got a headphone on Sony. And you talking about noise cancellation? They're the best fucking noise cancellation headphone I ever fucking heard.
Mm-hmm.
The best. I'm like, what? Because I tried. I'm like, damn, that shit sound great. I'm like, damn.
Dude, I go walk around
hear
the
your voice just cutting off.
I go walk around the neighborhood with my earbuds on. I don't hear anything except my music. I don't know what's going on. I'll be walking around like pumping my arms and walking like, yeah, having a good walk. And like I don't hear anything. It could be explosions in the background.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Yeah, but that shit crazy, bro.
Sony, I'm gonna give y'all a financial advice like Microsoft did. You should have made God of War 2-player co-op. Should have had an option where you can have somebody run with you. Y'all can split up, not being tethered, like how they did Gears of War. And when he said boy, you hear it in your headset. That means your father wants you. Y'all fucked up.
Boy.
Oh man, but best voice acting. I said, "Oh my god, really? I can't
I
anymore."
mean, regardless, I'm like, whatever. It was that speech, man. That shit was long as fuck, bro. He was up that bitch talking about the birds and the bees and his mama and his daddy. I was like, God damn, this nigga just talking.
Wait a minute, they were
Like,
talking about that.
Yeah.
What?
That's
he
why I
was like,
can't stand watching the shows anymore.
he's like, I'm gonna give thanks. He was doing these long dramatic pauses and shit. I'm gonna give thanks to my mama, to the lady that worked craft services, give me those little tiny little sandwiches. You know, they really
The
hit the
girl in the
spot
green room. I don't know who she is. But
during my
God damn.
times when I was low. I want to give thanks. I was like, yo, mom,
Thank the girl
motherfucker,
from
yo,
Starbucks.
you just take it all day. Like you trying to suck all the air out the.
The cashier from CC's Pizza. What's
Yo,
up?
Jeff was like, damn, they about to fall asleep before the show gets started. Get the
Other
fuck
Zink,
off the stage.
other Zink said that dude still accepted his award. He's still talking. He's still on
Yeah, he
stage.
probably is.
He's
Yeah.
still talking.
They turned the lights
Man,
on. Oh, he's still talking. Listen,
oh man.
I want to give my appreciation to my brother, who at the age of 40 decided to go back to school and become a doctor. I was like,
What?
what the fuck does
He's
this
gonna
have
be
to do
there
with
next
anything?
year. He's
I
still
mean,
there
don't get me
next year.
wrong. Listen. That's all well and good for your brother. I'm glad he was able to go and get his doctorate at the age of 40. That's all well and good. But what the fuck does this have to do with goddamn video games? He's like, listen, I want to thank my nephew for getting perfect attendance. I said, oh my god,
Did one
this
did 100 fall asleep again?
like, yo, he wild.
I want to give thanks to my cat.
He'd be like Mr.
I want to give
Snuffles
thanks
when
for my cat because he
he
likes
didn't
to
pee
say
on the floor.
meow. Hey, Bone, yeah, look. I just thought we done went like 2 hours and 26 minutes. Bone,
Yeah, I'm ready to get off, man. We
yeah,
can get
it's time
off.
to cut. It's time to cut the lifeline.
Andre's falling asleep
Yeah.
over there.
No, I was over here playing the game.
Yeah, we know. We're looking at you. Well, I'm looking at you. This motherfucker, he did a live wire. How you gonna just disappear? This motherfucker.
But we'll be back next week. Same channel, same time. I might do something during the week. I got a fucked up week again. Go in the office one day on, go to the office. Off a day on again, off a day on again. I don't like that shit. Just kidding. But man, y'all have a wonderful night, man. Y'all go play some video games. Stop playing Twitter and go play some games.
That's right. Boy.
If they can.
Give me some help.